What up? What up? What up? Podcast party people. How you doing? How you living? How you hanging? How you surviving? How are you dealing with all of this craziness in the world? You know? Well, I'm happy you're here. Despite all the craziness, you're tuning into my podcast, No Fucking Regrets with Robb Flynn. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you. It's fucking awesome. Glad you're here. Glad that we can do this together, get through this together, lose our minds together and go, oh my God, what the fuck is going on with the world together? Jesus Christ. It's been insane. It has been insane. I got to say, I'm actually kind of relieved that to some degree the fires are getting under control somewhat here. I know in Oregon, the fires, getting the fires under control in California. Up in Oregon and Washington, though, Jesus Christ, they had to evacuate like 500,000 people. 500,000 people had to be evacuated from Oregon. It's fucking crazy. Burning all up there, all throughout Seattle. Pacific Northwest, man. The Pacific Northwest is fucking, it's going crazy up here. And it's really, like, it's been pretty smoky. Today was actually the first real day that I looked out and went, it's not that smoky. Although, if you look at the Purple Air app, and if you don't know what the Purple Air app is, you got to, I mean, you live in a fire area, you got to get that shit down, because it doesn't matter if it smells smoky. It's all about the purple air, which is the amount of particles of ash that are in the air. And so far, every single day, it's just unhealthy and bad, and it's just not good. It's just not good. But I feel like we kind of hit like a little cool streak. It's been cooling down, and today is like kind of normal, like 70s, like I think it's like 60s here in Oakland, but it was out by where I live, which is a valley that seems to hold all of the smoke and all of the particle in the air. It's about mid 70s, and it's trippy, man, because I went out, normally during the whole pandemic, Jennifer and I have been going out into the backyard. On Fridays and Saturdays, we have our little date night, and so we'll start out in the backyard when it's sunny, and we'll kick it. We'll just drink some beers. I drink my goose cream. Shout out to Grey Goose. They were talking about sponsoring the show, so I want to give them a shout out. If you're really considering it, I would love to have you sponsor the show, Grey Goose. You keep on threatening to do it, but you haven't done it yet. But if you do, I love you, Grey Goose. So I got my goose cream. That's what we named it. It's a horrible name for a drink, but it's so dumb sounding that I just been calling it that. And it's Grey Goose and Bailey's over ice. That's right. I drink about 2 of those bad boys, and I have a couple more of my stouts, my coffee and chocolate stouts. But normally we're out in the backyard because it's like nice weather. We're hanging out. We're not going anywhere. And then eventually we make it to the garage. Eventually we go to the garage after we come in and we're listening to music. I got my little Bluetooth thing. And then we come in the garage and we leave the garage open. And we watch the sunset go down. And then we eventually close the garage and we bring all the cats and the dogs. And we have just the candles and the music. And it's a good vibe. But man, these last 2 weekends really, like, just no, there's no going out. There's so much ash all over the ground in our backyard. And for a while there, we were waking up with like 1/8 of an inch of ash all over our cars every morning, and it's just not healthy. And then the garage isn't stinky like smoke, but it's a little smoky. So we've been kicking it inside. We kicked it inside, and then this Friday, a total rarity, are my sons, Xander and Wyatt, a.k.a. Z-Dog and Y-Guy, a.k.a. the Spunkadoos and Commander Xander, a.k.a. the Scrunchy Munchie and Z-Dog McGillicuddy and Y-Guy Hassan Fafwa. That's right. That's all the nicknames. That's almost all the nicknames. Almost all of them. Those two went and had a sleepover over at their friend's house. Had a sleepover at their friends. Ginevra and I had the house all to ourselves. That's right. We had the house all to ourselves. I was like, oh my God, I can't fucking remember. I can't even remember the last time we've had the house to ourselves. It's been months. I mean, at least 6 months, probably close to a year. Because I was on tour, and then I came home for the holidays, and they weren't going away during the holidays. So, yeah, it was nice. That's right. We put that couch to good use, motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, we put that couch in the extra room to good use. Some good loving. We were like, we can fuck in every room in the house if we want to right now. It was good stuff. It was great. We got drunk. We were just hanging out. It was fun. It was a good time. It was a really good time. Much needed connecting that we don't often get to do, you know. Not if you're listening to this and you don't got kids and you're not married, you don't know what it's like. But once you get married and you have kids, like those kids are just all around all the time. They never go away. So it's like to have some time at your house without kids there. It was great. And then they came home the next day and it was fun. But it was just nice to have that little moment, just those little moments, a little date night like that where you get the whole house to yourself. It's, you definitely appreciate it. You do. You're grateful for it. You're appreciative of it. And if you had it all the time, you wouldn't appreciate it. But because we don't ever have it, we really appreciated the time together. And it was fun. We had a good time. So that was my weekend. That's right. I hope your weekend was as good as mine. But that was my Friday night. It was excellent. And even my Saturday afternoon, we had a little afternoon delight. It was excellent as well. It was excellent. So yeah. Afternoon, sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. That's right. Some afternoon delight. I just busted out some 70s shit right there. All you people under 30 are like, what song is that? That's horrible. Nope. It's a classic. It's about having sex in the afternoon. Great song. Skyrockets in Flight. Get it? Afternoon delight. All right. We'll move on from that. I can hear the podcast clicking off already. Anyway, I am stoked on the guests that I got today. This is Jose Mangin. Jose Mangan, the legendary SiriusXM host of Liquid Metal. He's also on Octane, but he's like the main Liquid Metal dude. They have been maybe the number one supporter of Machine Head in the United States. I mean, crushing it for Machine Head. Playing the fuck out of Through the Ashes. Playing the fuck out of The Blackening. Big supporter. Awesome guy. I've gone on to his show, I don't know, 20 times probably, 30 times maybe. Every time I used to go to New York a lot, and I'd do some work there and meet with the label or take vocal lessons from Melissa Cross, and then I'd always hook up with him. And we had a good time. It's cool having him on here. It was cool being on the other end, and now me interviewing the guy who's interviewed me 30 times. Now I'm interviewing him. And it was good, especially like with the podcast. You can kind of go all over the place, and it's not like an interview where you've got, okay, here's a certain amount of time, and we got to do songs in between and stuff like that. So yeah, we got Jose Mangin coming on. Let me pull up. If you know what I'm gonna do. If you don't know who Jose Mangin is, too, I'm gonna do this right now, because this shit. Where's my screen share here for all you on my YouTube right here? This is Jose. Jose is a metal motherfucker, if you didn't know. He is a metal motherfucker. Loves metal. And he goes nuts on his fucking radio show. It's great. I'm going to pull this up right here. Right here. Let's do this.
Off my little interview.
This is his interview with Ozzy. And he wrote a song for Ozzy.
And if you want to put the headphones on, you can hear the crunch of the distortion a little better.
This is so funny. Look at Ozzy's face, dude. Ozzy's face is so classic.
This is you, bro. This is you doing this to me. Yeah. Hear that, Ozzy? You hear that?
Yeah, okay.
It's badass. All right, cool. Here we go. I'm here in the SiriusXM studios with Ozzy Osbourne. Welcome, Prince of Darkness. Welcome, Prince of
Look at Ozzy's face. Perfect zoom in.
Welcome.
What's up, brother?
Fucking hell.
Ozfest 2010.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, man. I'm just ready, dude. I'm getting ready.
That shit fucking.
That's my little intro
that
here.
Shit makes me laugh.
Hey, welcome
every
to the
fucking
studio,
time.
Sirius.
That shit makes me laugh so goddamn hard every time I fucking watch it. And I watched it a couple of times. Where is this? All right, how do I stop share? Stop share. Go back to here. All right, there you go. How about that, though? It's a fucking metal man. He even won a Golden God for being most metal man alive for 2015 or something like that. So he's a metal motherfucker. Plays some good shit on Sirius. Holds it down for all the metalheads. First of all, I went to, what am I going to do? I'm going to pull up my sponsors here. I am over 21. Our beers, curbside delivery. All right. First of all, Nuclear Blast is the record label. The record label. They got great bands. They are bringing you this podcast. They are a huge reason that Machine Head is around. Nuclear Blast Records has bands such as Machine Head. They got Meshuggah. They got Opeth. They got so many fucking bands. Slayer. They got Nightwish. I believe they have Within Temptation, though I could be wrong. They got some good shit, man. They got some good shit. And if you're a big fan of vinyl or a big fan of physical product, you're not like me. You're not all over the Spotify, but you like the old school physical product. They got the shit, my friends. They got the extra dope, super premium, deluxe insanity. You seen that Meshuggah box set? Get the fuck out of here. Shit's ridiculous. Yeah, they got killers. Go to nuclearblast.com or nuclearblast.com/EU, I believe is the European site. But there's massive warehouses in both the U.S. and Germany, stock full of premium dope, premium stash. Head over there. No Fucking Regrets is put out on the Gas Digital Network. Head over to gasdigitalnetwork.com and enter code NFR to become a subscriber to my show and all the shows. You can subscribe to Gas Digital. And if you use the code NFR, you get 2 weeks for free and you get $1 off the subscription price. Many of you are constantly going, Rob, how can I help you out in the pandemic? You don't have any more touring. And I'm always grateful when people ask that. This is one of the many ways that you can do it. Subscribe to all the stuff I'm doing, the podcast, the Twitch, all that good stuff. And it makes a big difference. But you also get benefits from that. You get extra content. You get the podcast 2 days early than everybody else. And so, yeah, there's a lot of reasons to subscribe. And it's pretty fucking cheap. You get a discount, you get $1 off, and you get the first half of a month for free. So head over there, enter code NFR, gasdigitalnetwork.com, and subscribe. This week's podcast is brought to you by Altamont Beer Works. Altamont Beer Works is a fine craft brewery. Maybe the finest craft brewers in all of the Bay Area. Maybe not. I mean, they're really fucking good, though. Really, really. And you know what? I can't say that because we got some good fucking craft beer companies around here. We got some great companies. They've done a lot of collabs with people. They're based out of Livermore, California, which is in the South. No, it's not really the South Bay, almost the South Bay, but they got some killer beers. Check this out. I'm going to read you the delivery menu because the delivery menu is what most of you will probably do because a lot of you don't live in the Bay Area. They have got the Oktoberfest case. That's their new beer that they just dropped for October. Our take on a traditional fest beer lager using all German ingredients. This lager has a deep golden amber color, is full-bodied yet smooth, and has a touch of hops for balance. Races to celebrate the fest season. Prost! They have got combinations. They got a lot of combinations that they do for the delivery. So they got a case of Kashmik, Maui, and Hop Dogma. It's an 8-pack of Kashmik juice, 8.2 ABV. 8-pack of Maui Wowie. See, they got all the weed names, 6.5 ABV. 8-pack of Friends with Hop Dogma, 6.3. That's some good shit. I tell you what, that Maui Wowie is fucking awesome. It's a really, really, really good beer. They've got a case of Berry Cool IFA. We took everything you loved about the Berry White and doubled it, 2 times the wheat, 2 times the Munich, and overloaded with cranberry and raspberries. This result was a sweet, juicy summer sipper that gives you warm and fuzzy like when you used to climb the rope in gym class. And they got it like, it's like the Fruit Loops cover, but it's like a stoned out rabbit. Know what I'm saying? They got a stoned rabbit. This is a very danky beer company. Everything is very much dank related. But I tell you what, there's another beer that isn't dank related that is called the Rich Mahogany. You can get a case of that. This American red ale is kind of a big deal. Deep in rich mahogany color with balanced maltiness, pungent hop aromas and flavors, and medium bitterness. Don't act like you're not impressed. 6.5 ABV. This shit's hella good. That is when Jared and I went there, that was our favorite beer. We went and hang out there. We went out and actually went to a Slayer show. We went to Altamont Beer Works, got good buzz, almost too much of a good buzz on at Altamont Beer Works, but then went to the Slayer show with fucking Gojira. It was ridiculous. And I got good memories from that. Anyway, I'm going to take you back over to Jose here. I'm going to lead you into my interview with Jose Mangan, a.k.a. the Metal Ambassador. Also, if you didn't know, he has a couple of other side things going. He is one of the main dudes at Affliction Clothing. So if you like Affliction Clothing, head over there, check it out. I think it's just affliction.com. Let me see. Is that Affliction? Yeah, here we go. Afflictionclothing.com. Head over there. He runs all that. They got some cool shit. I got to say, their premium line of stuff, like you guys might remember Affliction from back on the day, but they got a whole new premium line of shit that's actually pretty fucking badass. Especially, it's more like sometimes you get like fancy clothes or expensive clothes and it's just like so lame looking. Like this shit's actually more like metal looking, but expensive and kind of fancy, which I dig. I dig that vibe, man. So, check out afflictionclothing.com. And you know what? I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to pick it up with the Metal Ambassador. The Metal Ambassador, Mr. Jose Mangan. Right here on No Fucking Regrets. Jose.
What's up, brother?
Headbangin' Mangan.
Wow, I love the title of the fucking hang, dude. Yeah, that's right. I'm fucking here to headbang with you, dude. Bang your fucking head. Look at that. Someone just running around like that. Is that family right there?
No, that's Zach, my engineer. We just got through tracking. We got through tracking some new stuff, man. So.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Robb Flynn, prolific songwriter 2020.
That's right. I'm staying busy. I got to.
I know
I
you
go crazy
are,
if I
brother.
don't. If I don't stay busy, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm sure, man. But you're doing good busy stuff, though. You got the family, you're wakeboarding, you're freaking writing new music.
Totally.
I mean, more family stuff, it's good.
I love it, man. How about you? You just got done with the big workout. You've been grinding? You've been grinding hard at the gym?
Man, for a little while, Rob, I was super, super, super religious on weightlifting. And then COVID, pandemic, our gym, we have here at the studios, there's some, I forgot to put my jewelry on afterwards. I have my rings and shit right here, but I took them off. Yeah, man, when COVID hit, I was doing garage stuff for a while, and that worked. That was cool for like a month or so, and then we started getting ready to move. And then I just zeroed in on getting the house ready, selling stuff on OfferUp, just kind of purging, getting rid of stuff, and then getting the house ready for us to move in. That was another big focus. So I just stopped working out, man. And it was all the gains, it's so fucking depressing to see all that shit just, and you're like,
right.
Wait a minute, I used to be fucking strong. This is stupid.
Like, on March 12th, I was bench pressing way more than I am now.
Yeah, you lose it, but this is my 5th week back. I go 5 days a week. We go for 90 minutes at least. And so, and every day it's a different body part. So yeah, man, I feel like I'm getting strong. You know what I'm saying? Taking my protein, feeding the puppies. Nice. Come on, bro. So yeah, dude.
Doing some curls for the girls.
Yeah, curls for the burl, bro. Mastodon. But my friends, Eddie, Eddie from King, singer, guitar player,
Right.
my friend McCore, and my other friend Edwin. The four of us, we just work out and we push each other, and it's really cool. Now it's a habit. Now I'm addicted to it. I have an addictive personality, metal, weed, tequila, and so tacos. And so I'm really into weightlifting. I don't, do a lot of cardio shit. I smoke a lot of weed, but I love working out, man. So that's like my thing. And now we're playing tennis.
Are you got a trainer? You got a trainer, or it's just you and your boys going?
It's just, we're religious. Like every day it's 2:00 and we go 2:00 and no matter what.
Awesome.
So it's just the four of us get together, and it's a private gym. There's nobody in there. So I have this killer fucking JBL boombox that's like, maybe you can see it behind me, but I bring it in and I hit play before I even walk into the gym. So people are like, oh, fuck. Jose's fucking coming.
Jose's here.
Yeah. Oh, everybody knows when I'm there because the metal. I'm always playing metal and everywhere I go. So it's just part of it, man. Just another extension of it. But so yeah, hitting the weights, and then Melissa and I just started playing tennis recently at our house. There's a tennis court in our neighborhood on the corner, and so we got some rackets, we got some balls, and then we go now. We've played like 6 times. I've never played in my life. It's hard, but it's fun, dude. Like it was something that
it's cardio, though. It's a lot of cardio.
It is
like a lot more cardio than you think.
And Melissa and I are super competitive, so we're always trying to beat each other. And she hustles, I hustle harder. I hustle, she hustles harder. So it's like we're pushing each other, which is really cool. So we're getting into it. Last night, dude, I got I did my research on Amazon. I bought some badass tennis rackets. I'm like, all right, these are fucking awesome ratings. I get into shit, man. I just want to get into it, and I feel like it's cool for Melissa and I to do something together. I feel like it's great exercise. And, we take a speaker over there. I play metal at the fucking tennis court. We bring a flask of tequila. I bring my fucking good vape pen. It's a good time. We bring our dog.
You're getting drunk and high and playing tennis.
Well, I wouldn't say.
You're getting buzzed.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say we're getting drunk. I mean, I don't even think buzzed, man, because I think it's just more like, it's just like buzz, part of, it's air. It's like air for me, It's like, I sip on it. It's not like I'm chugging a bottle, like, bro, let's finish the handle. Like, I'll do a small cup, Rob, and I'll baby that motherfucker. And I'll kiss it, I'll kiss it again, and then it'll last a long time. So I don't drink to get fucked up, which is good. My parents were both alcoholics. I know that, and I talk about tequila all the time, but I also know that I could very well be fucked with it. So I always just be aware, just a little bit. But I know friends that, once they have one, they have to have 15, and they can't just have one beer. And I'm grateful that, thank God, that I've been able to really just, that's why I like weed so much, man, and metal. But I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. We're talking about all sorts of shit here.
This is it. This is what we're talking about.
I know.
We're talking about whatever. This is what's cool about the podcast. It's no fucking regrets. We can talk about anything, Jose.
I know. It's so, but when I do shit, Rob, dude, and this is my 20th anniversary at SiriusXM, and I like
which is fucking September, right? Yeah. Like it's this month, isn't it? That's fucking amazing, dude.
And so, but when I do stuff on the radio, I'm always thinking about the people want to listen to music. So for me, it's just like, hurry up. Okay, let's talk about this thing. Let's get to the music. And let's get to the music. So sometimes when I'd like to go down different caverns and tunnels and highways and just kind of just go places, I know I can't, because I'm always thinking of who's listening on the radio. They want to hear, the band.
Am I losing listeners? Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, and it doesn't really matter.
People tuning out,
Yeah, well, and again, with Sirius, dude, which is so cool. Like, if people tune into Liquid Metal and then the next minute they're on Hair Nation or Ozzy's Boneyard, it doesn't hurt us. There's not a ding. I don't get like, oh, you got a ding. It's not none of that. It's people subscribe to SiriusXM and they're with us and they get everything that we have to offer. So that's what's pretty cool about this, and I encourage people, go check out Octane right now. There's this cool thing, or when I'm on Octane, listen to Liquid Metal right now. There's something really cool on right now. Come over, so it's cool to bring people to our party.
I mean, the thing that's interesting about the podcast, and it's something, I started doing this about a year ago, and I'm loving it. Like I love that it's like a deep dive. I love that it's just like a deep dive, and we can go fucking all over, and people just listen, and it's cool. It's like, to me, and I'm sure it's the same for you because you are in the business of radio and you're in the business of having a great conversation. And dude, I like a great conversation is fucking amazing. Like I love an awesome conversation where I'm just like, holy shit, that was crazy. Like it's,
and the cool thing is
fun.
And by doing these now, when I do interviews, like I don't have notes. I don't have like, here, let me just show you my notes for Metallica. I just interviewed all of Metallica, and here are my notes for Metallica. Okay, there it is.
Let me get my glasses on. Hold on a sec.
There's no notes.
I know that you got the.
Yeah,
okay.
So I got James, Lars, Kirk, and Robb because they wanted to be introduced in a certain order in the beginning, especially in the beginning. So I knew that, but I wrote it down, and then I just put Encore Drive-In, Concert Film Theater, S&M2. That's all I wrote.
Those are the things that you need to talk about.
And I didn't even need to write that down, but I was just like, the interview was about to start, and I was about to get on this whole Zoom thing with them and all these winners, and I was like getting so nervous. Like, I probably should have notes. This is a big fucking deal. And then I start panicking. And dude, I sweat so bad, Rob, that I sweat through my shirt, dude. I had bad armpit stains that were, dude, it was so wet. And I can see it on the screen here. And I was with all of Metallica, and it was right before we started. All my bosses and all the management from Metallica, all these people were watching. 100 winners are on there watching this thing. And I can all I see is big black pit stains. and I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, guys, excuse me real quick. Can I just change shirts? And they were like, what? And I was like, look. And I was showing them, and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, go for it, dude. And then, so that's how nervous I was before. But I mean, so the conversation, like you said, you don't need anything. You don't need notes. Sometimes people that interview people and all this other stuff, they have all these notes and all these questions already written out. And then once it goes off track, and it's easy that it does, then you're like, oh, and then you're trying to get back, and then it's awkward and weird. It's just better just to talk.
Yeah,
I know you're Robb Flynn. I know you're Machine Head. I know you have a new album out. Boom, let's go. And then it's easy. Like I always try to teach people too when they're interviewing people, especially like on red carpets, black carpets. Over the years, I've done a lot of those with you. And then you come across artists and you have no idea who these people are. And there's just a line after line, people after people after people. And then you only have to know two things. Why are you here? Whatever it is here. And what's next? That's it. Why are you here? Well, I'm here to promote an album, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. What's next? Oh, we're going to do this tour. Right. I mean, it's so easy. Why are you here? What's next? That's all you need to know. And then you ask them your name. So introduce yourself to the audience. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fuck, we're trying to remember their names. Shit. But yeah, a lot of times you don't need to know anything about anybody to talk to them. It's all about just conversation, talking shit.
I think it's awesome that you're still, that you still get nervous. That after all these years, Metallica, and obviously it's probably not for every band, but certainly when you're going to talk to Metallica and you got probably all the band members there, it's like that. And the pressure is, I'm sure it's not like, oh my God, I'm nervous, I'm talking to my idols. It's like, I want to do good, right? Like I want to do good. Like I want to have a great interview. I want this to go good. And that's what you're nervous about.
Both. I still am, at the end of the day, Robb Flynn, I am a fan of heavy metal. Massively. I don't care what I do. At the end of the day, I will still be a fan of metal. So when I'm looking at my idols on the screen here, and I'm seeing all four of them right there, and I know that all the heads of SiriusXM are watching, and they're like, hey, they only have 20 minutes, Jose. We want to see your outline.
Right.
You got to do this. Right. Management's got to approve this. And it just starts like, I had 6 meetings on one interview, but it was live. It was a huge deal. It was going to be at a drive-in movie theater screen. It was a whole lot of people involved with it. So I get why there were so many meetings. But when you have 6 meetings on an interview, I mean, it just amplifies everything. So by the time I saw the people, like right here, it became so real. And then it was like, okay, well, we're going to start, Jose. And I was like, and I was breathless, Rob, I started doing this shit just to kind of ease myself. I started doing the Hetfield, ooh yeah, like, but I do that all the time without talking
all
to Metallica. But I was doing it with Metallica, and then I'm like, oh my god, and I start getting even more like, this is fucking crazy. And then it's just like, okay, go, Jose. And then it's like, no. And then I just never caught my breath. And in the beginning of the interview, like I'm maybe a minute or 2 minutes in, and then I'm talking, and I have to go, sorry guys, I just gotta catch my breath. Like I even had to say it because I was so fucking nervous. But I will say that on every interview, I just did an interview yesterday with Youngblood and Bring Me the Horizon. I went from Metallica on Thursday night to Bring Me the Horizon, Youngblood on Monday. And I was nervous as well for that. I get nervous because I don't know, man. I just get nervous, but I think it's healthy to get nervous. But I definitely get the butterflies. I'm always like high, so sometimes I panic a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, maybe I'm too high right now, you know. So shit like that.
It's funny. It's funny. I haven't gotten nervous with anybody, but I did get nervous about Ice-T.
Oh yeah.
And I think I just interviewed Ice-T, and like I
love him.
Huge Ice-T fan going way back into the rap era. Like the earliest rap era was massive influence on me and Machine Head. Of course,
I can see.
And I'd never met him. We had never crossed paths. I had never met him. I had never spoken to the guy. I literally like him popping up on the Zoom screen was like the first time I'd ever, even interacted with him, which is crazy. Like if you think about it, because we've, been in the business for a long time, but and so I think maybe because of that, and then I just wanted to do good. Like I wanted to be, I researched you a lot yesterday. I research everybody, and that's like my notes. Those are like I don't do notes. I don't need to
good.
do.
You have.
But I just want to research. Yeah, I want to know. Like like to do the deep dive. I feel like it helps. Like even if it's just like little knickknacks of information. Yeah,
of course it helps, man. Yeah, but Ice-T is awesome. I'm glad that you guys have a lot in common, and you guys, even your music I feel like it's almost like cross paths a lot of times. So I'm glad that you guys, but you know what, back when Body Count wasn't really around for a long time, they didn't really do anything up until 6 years, 5 years ago. 5 years ago, they started doing stuff. But that at that, Machine Head was doing headline, evening with Machine Head. So you weren't on festivals, you know what I'm saying? You weren't in those type of environments where you guys would probably run into each other.
I mean, I saw Body Count on the first tour. The first tour that they ever did, they came up to the Bay Area to a place called One Step Beyond in Santa Clara. And it was like the second or third show they ever played. Like they did a show in LA, came up to the Bay Area, did a show, and then something else. I want to say like Exodus and DRI were on it. It was a crazy bill. And it was fucking nuts. I mean, it was just fucking crazy. And I was like, holy shit. And it was good. It was good shit. And then they did their thing. I saw them a couple other times. And then the whole controversy happened. And that kind of like killed it. You know what I mean? Like it kind of stopped them dead in their tracks because it was such a massive controversy.
Yep.
And so then you're right. Like it just, by the time our first album came out, like they were basically done. And like it was not happening anymore.
No,
and so,
I love the last 5 years of Body Count has been really great. Man. The last few albums has been so metal. Will Putney working with Ice and Ernie on it, just to making it sound so current, so modern, so heavy. Man, we've been massive supporters of Body Count. And
the fucking Suicidal cover is so funny, dude.
Yeah,
oh my god,
love that, man. Talk Shit, Get Shot, man. That's a really popular one.
It's a banger
with us as well, man.
Banger.
So. Man, we love having Ice. He gave us a big shout out on the Howard Stern show, which I tripped out on again. I'm just a huge fan. So, I'm listening to Ice-T and Howard, two, big, huge icons. And then all of a sudden they mentioned Liquid Metal and all the support that we've been giving Body Count. That's just as a fan, I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking awesome, man. So but I think it's healthy to get nervous. I still get nervous all the time.
How do you feel like during the Metallica interview, was there a point when okay, I'm good now. Like, your first couple of minutes, you're like fucking frazzled, and then like you kind of settled into a groove.
I was a little frazzled the whole time, and it ended up going from 20 to a 42-minute interview, which was really
shit.
cool. And the guys
awesome.
It was straight, dude. And the guys were so in a great mood. And I got them to smile a lot, which was what I wanted to do. And no, I felt really comfortable. I started getting real into the groove, but I think, I get too comfortable sometimes. And then I forget, hey, there's a lot of people that are like, looking at watches and shit. And I just can't do that with Metallica. I know their time is precious, everything that was happening, especially last weekend. I think that gets me nervous too, because I know that their time is precious, but I love this time that I'm having and being super organic and comfortable. And I love them. And they're so cool. They've been so nice to me over the years. And I can feel that there's this cool love, and I want to just keep doing that. So I did feel really comfortable, but then I get nervous again when I start thinking about outside pressures. People look, maybe almost on the verge of texting or emailing me to say, hey, get off, hurry up, wrap it up, So, but
did you play any music? Did you play any music, or was it just an interview?
No, it was radio style. So I did 3 breaks, and then I go into a song, but we didn't play the song. So it was and it was cool to do it in front of everybody. So it's like, we're just kind of acting it out. So it's just a break, introduce a song, take a quick breath, come back and say, ready guys? And, they're smiling. I'm like, I start in with 2, intro, second song, come back, going on. So I kind of do it. Yeah. So it's cool to do that in front of the fans as well, so they see how it's really done behind the scenes, and that's how we do it. So
you were doing it with Metallica fans, the band, and your managers all watching you at the same time?
Not my manager. Well, my boss is at SiriusXM.
Okay, right,
a ton of SiriusXM people, marketing, promotions, executives, audio people, Zoom people, Q Prime management people. There was 100 SiriusXM subscribers.
All on the Zoom call?
Yes, but there was a moderator that only let certain views in. And we had some fans ask questions, so they got put up. So it wasn't like I had a huge screen of a ton of people. It was just Metallica and I. And then we had a winner each break come and ask a question to Metallica.
Oh, that's cool.
So we had a lot of people that were just there in the interview, experiencing this as it was happening with Metallica, because we had a contest to send winners and a lot of guests out to a drive-in in New York, but there was shitty weather last Thursday night in that area, so they had to cancel that afternoon, that event.
Oh, shit.
But we still, because my interview was going to be live on a drive-in movie screen in Warwick, New York.
Shit. Okay,
So that, dude, there was a lot of moving parts, man. I had a whole playlist, and I did breaks for the fans that were going to be there for the pre-show. You know what I mean? There was a lot of stuff that was involved with this, and so
it's really
awesome. Yeah,
that is awesome.
It was, dude, to do an interview like that. And so we were the guinea pigs with this company because they want to do more stuff with SiriusXM like this, where they have an artist. We do a cool thing for our subscribers, do an interview live on the drive-in screen that airs the next day and that weekend on satellite radio. So we, push the drive-in event for these bands. And that's, it was cool, dude, to watch Metallica on the screen right there. It felt like when you're at a big festival and you're far away and you can only really see the video screens.
Jumbotron,
Jumbotron on the sides, or just in the center. And so imagine just kind of watching that the entire time and having not as good as sound, but the sound was even louder because my truck speakers were fucking pumped. And so we were right outside of my truck and I'm bumping the sound. So I was watching the screen, listening to the music via my truck stereo. So it was fucking cool, man. It was nice.
And it's like you tune into the radio station, right?
Yeah. And it was actually 89.5, our frequency for our screen, and that's WSOU, New Jersey. So shout out to WSOU, great college metal radio station out there in Steam Hall. Fucking awesome.
Shout out to fucking WSOU.
Big time. And so, dude, when the guy told us as we were pulling up to the screen 3, and then he was like, tune in to 89.5. And I was like, oh, fucking SOU, man. So, but we're in California. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. And so, and I had that on there. So that was pretty cool, man. Yeah. So it was a fun experience, but I can see more bands doing shit like that. I think that's such a cool thing for us to experience, at least to have something now. You know, we were safely spaced out as the cars. People were in their cars. Whenever you had to go to the concession or the bathroom, everybody had masks on. So it wasn't like,
right on.
It wasn't weird. It wasn't like, like I never felt scared. You know, I never felt like we were spaced out enough, but there was a lot of people, but there was outdoor 4 screens, maybe about 400 or 500 cars there. It's a lot of fucking, it was fucking cool.
You went to the drive-in in LA somewhere, or Orange County somewhere.
In Montclair, California. Yeah. Next to Pomona, sort of Chino area.
Okay.
And we went out and two truckloads, and we parked next to each other, and we stood in the middle between the 2 trucks, and we had a cool little spot, and it was nice, man. It was really cool. And I just think that, you know, more bands are going to have to.
Like, can you drink beer? And
everybody was. Yeah. So I'm not going to say what I was doing, but yes, you were. But not really, not too much, you know, just a little bit. But I brought some Modelos and some White Claws for the chicks, and I brought some tequila and some weed, and they had a cool little Mexican place there, so we had quesadillas and churros.
Oh shit!
And yeah, man. So it was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed that.
The band, so were they playing live, or was it a show that was recorded? It was a show that was recorded on the last tour cycle.
Yes. No, it was a show specifically for this event.
Oh, okay.
So they did a show outside of a vineyard near their headquarters in San Rafael, California, about 30 minutes outside. And they did it on a dirt lot, and they just played right there. Yeah, it was cool. They started at dusk, and then they went into the night. They played about 90 minutes, best of set, you know, and they referred, you know, James was talking to the audience, like, in drive-ins, and saying how weird it was, but this is the best thing that we can do. You know, he's being super raw, super honest and authentic. And, you know, he was telling the fans to beep our horns if we liked what we heard and stuff. So after songs, you know, everybody's beeping. So yeah, dude, it was cool. It was recorded. You know, I think it would have been really cool to been live as well. But at the same time, dude, they had multiple airings. There was airings afterwards. You know, there's earlier airings as well. So it's like you can't really do that if it's live.
But they were together on a dirt lot. Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
Yeah, they were together, and they did an actual show to nobody but their camera crew and their crew.
Right.
So so it was
Greatest
cool.
Hits. They opened with Creeping Death. They opened with Creeping Death.
They opened with Hardwired, man, which is so.
Nice.
I love Hardwired. Nice. I'll say, dude,
that's a banger,
Rob, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. We're so fucked.
Shit out of luck. Hardwired to self-destruct.
Dude, when I heard that song for the first time, I remember specifically, it was November something. No, I don't remember what day it was. It was the middle of the week. Lars, they just did some radio thing, and then all of a sudden he just played it on some station. So all of a sudden Metallica had to release it. So that afternoon, we had no idea that we were getting new Metallica that day. No idea, because that's a massive fucking deal for my job and what I do. And so I got the song, and I was like, oh my god! And I set up my PA system. You've seen it here. It's really fucking cool. I set it up. I put my shit over, you know, ready to go with the whole woofers and all of the PA speakers, and I had it all pointing to the sweet spot, and then I hit play. It was fucking loud, and I just closed my eyes, and I just heard the song for the first time. I swear, Rob, this is by myself, and I was just standing right over there just fucking absorbing it. And dude, I had tears, dude. I have tears of joy from listening to that song, how fucking hard they came swinging, because The Day That Never Comes, the first single from Death Magnetic, was radio metal long song. Yeah,
you kind of a rock song. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have that, you know, it wasn't. But when I fucking heard Hardwired, I was like, this is the first fucking song from the Metallica album. All the fucks, and it's 3 minutes and whatever long. I was like, what the fuck? And that was but that's what they opened up with, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That song crushes.
And then that one and Spit Out the Bone. Those are my two favorites.
Yes. So those are the two right there.
Yeah, those are.
There's another one too. I want to say, I'm blanking on I want to say track number 4 or number 5. It was kind of like the slow, heavy one. I'm spacing right now. I'm brain farting.
Dream No More, not Confusion. No,
no.
not
What's the one you just
Flame. Confusion.
That's a good song too. I like that song.
Moth into Flame. There's.
Would you say something no more? Something no more. Dream no more. Dream no more. That's it. That's it. Dream No More is fucking heavy. That's a really heavy song.
Yeah, they had that as a single too. So that was that's a banger. Yeah, dude, fucking Metallica. I know how much you love them, and I know actually when I made my playlist for the drive-in theater event for us on Thursday, I had Machine Head Davidian on my playlist because I remember you guys opening for Metallica back, and I saw you guys Newark, New Jersey.
Opening for Metallica. Later on. Yeah, later on. Not on Burn My Eyes, but yeah, later on.
No. Yeah. Much later. Yeah. You guys played at the Prudential Center. And I remember I got up and I did, you helped me, I yelled, "Let freedom ring" with a shotgun blast into your mic because you guys were playing in the round.
I know, that crazy in the round, right?
Yeah, I remember. So
you had to run like a quarter of a mile just to get to my microphone.
Yeah, I think I was ready. I was already there, dude. But it was that was a great experience, man. But I talked about that in this little hosting thing that I did for the pre-show, and I mentioned Machine Head and Metallica. So yeah, man, I know you're a huge fan, brother.
Yeah, I mean, dude, for me, like I'm a little bit older than you, and I grew up I was lucky enough to just be a teenager growing up in the Bay Area in the fucking golden era of thrash. You know what I mean? Like I was 16 years old and me and my friend Jim would take BART, which is like the subway, 50 miles into the city to go see a band. And because we were living in Fremont, way the fuck in the middle of goddamn nowhere. And dude, the first time I saw Metallica, they were playing at the Berkeley Square to about 250 people, opening for the band Raven. It was the Kill 'Em All for One tour. Raven headlining, Metallica supporting, Exodus opening, and tiny little stage, not even sold out, just like, 250 people. It's a 500 cap room maybe.
Wow.
And me and my friend, I mean, this was just like, you always hear the older bands talk about when they first saw the Beatles on the, what's the TV show? They played the fucking TV show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That was my Ed Sullivan. When they saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, this was my Beatles on Ed Sullivan moment. Watching Metallica in front of it was just me and my friend. My dad picked us up. We didn't even get to see Raven. My dad dropped us off. I made my dad drop us off like 2 blocks away because I was like, I don't want any thrashers to see us. So we came up there, but he dropped us off. We got an autograph from Paul Bailoff at Exodus. Got an autograph from Cliff and James. And then watch that show. And then we had to leave part of the way through Raven because my dad had to it was a scheduled pickup. And so, and dude, literally like the whole way home, we're like, okay, we're starting a band. We're going to play faster than everybody. We're going to be thrashy. Like that was all we talked about. And that's exactly what we did when we got home. So, to watch and for us to see this, band that was totally not the radio. It was not what was on. It was not glam. Glam was like really popular then. And like, it was all like all that kind of bullshit. And to see these dudes who looked like us and dressed like us and were normal, you could go to a fucking bar and like those dudes were all just hanging out and talking. And, it was Metallica and you totally felt like that. But it was like, holy shit, like we can do this. And then just watching them get bigger and bigger, like we can fucking do this. Like they did it, like we can do this. Like it was a huge inspiration on so many levels, musically, even from just like what a band could accomplish, like those kind of things. Like it was awesome.
They're the leaders of the movement for us, man. Above and beyond, man. And I love how many people like you that they influence because look what we have now. Look at all these decades later. A lot of bands were inspired just like you, Rob. You were lucky though, you son of a gun, to be there and experience all that stuff, man. People just see it in books and in documentaries and stuff. You know?
And it's crazy because it's not like any of us. We didn't think like, oh my God, we're watching this crazy thing here. Like we're watching a movement that's going to change the world. Like it was just like, these are just like our local bands, and now we're going to play guitar and we're going to play their songs in a backyard at a kegger party because we're in Fremont, 50 miles away from all the cool shit. So we're going to play Whiplash and we're going to play Black Magic by Slayer and we're going to play A Lesson in Violence. And all of our 17-year-old high school buddies are going to fucking just smash everybody's fucking garage to pieces. or fucking smash everybody's backyard to pieces. And this is what we're gonna do. And like this is, that was fun. And that was like that was yeah. I mean, it wasn't even that it worked. It was just like it just made. I mean, I'm sure it's the same thing for you. I mean, I know that you started a band when you were young. Like, dude, being in a band and just screaming your fucking head off and headbanging and fucking losing your mind in a garage was the ultimate. Like, it was fucking ultimate.
I started playing guitar, bass, 5th grade. I was pushed down to a bass player because my friends were better guitar players. So I became bassist. And
Is this Damnation? Is this Damnation?
Yeah. Wow, that's fucking cool. That's awesome that you know that right there. Yeah. Andrew Rivas, Jerry Fimbres, and Michael Grubb, rest in peace, brother. Yeah, we had a band. I was 2-3 years younger than all the guys. They picked on me all the time. And I played bass, man.
You're in 5th grade though? Like in 5th grade?
At this time, I was in Damnation, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade.
Oh, that's still fucking young, dude. That's
fuck yeah, that's dude.
That's awesome.
So, or was I in high school? No, the guys. I was junior high, man. I might have been a freshman too. So, but yeah, I loved it, dude. We played Sepultura covers, Megadeth. We did Testament, Sins of Omission. We did Nirvana. We did
what Nirvana song? What Nirvana song?
Fucking Smells Like Teen Spirit, man.
Yeah,
cheesy.
It's an awesome song. Come on. When that shit came out, it was awesome.
It is. But now we're looking back now, I'm like, covering Sins of Omission on the bass. Like, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
And I would play with my fingers and stuff like that. I didn't start singing until I was in graduate school in Tennessee. But I don't even call that singing. It's just more metal mimicking, But I played guitar and bass, and I still love it. And I've been in bands my whole life, and there's nothing like the jam.
Did you guys gig though? Like, were you guys playing like backyard parties or anything like that?
Yes, yeah, we did. Our first show was at a gas station, on the corner near my house, and it was near where the mechanic shop, where the little front office is, and that's where we were kind of coming out, and we were facing the people, and they were next to the pumps and shit. So
like
we
on a stage? Are you on a stage?
No, on the floor, on the asphalt. Yeah,
crazy.
On the asphalt, and it was right there at Chevy's Chevron, right there on 9th Street and I forgot what avenue. No, 10th Street, in Douglas, Arizona, man. So that was our first gig. We played parties. We did some cool little gigs and things like that. But I remember going into their studio and recording. That was really hard, man. I didn't know how difficult it was. These guys were pros at it, but it was just like a whole new experience for me. I was like, wow, this is fucking. This is hard, man, because when you're playing, it just sounds cool, but when you're playing by yourself and everyone's looking at you and all of a sudden I'm a young little kid, they're much older than me and they're like, come on, dude, come on. And then you start to get nervous and then I don't know, man. So I remember that was fucking crazy. But yeah, Damnation was great, dude. And then I think the band that I played the most out was Cripple Nation in Memphis, Tennessee, where I was the singer of that band. And there was this band that was playing at a outdoor festival in Arkansas. And I was a DJ, I did the metal show in Memphis, Tennessee on the rock station there. And I went out to this festival and I saw this band. They were playing instrumental and they just sounded fucking awesome. And then afterwards I was like, hey guys, would you ever, I kind of came up with some shits or some of the songs and then they were like, oh yeah, Jose, we'll come by the rehearsals. And then I came by and then I ended up being the singer of Cripple Nation for like 2 years. And that was a lot of fun, man. And that was another thing where, just, singing on stage, like, you don't realize how fucking hard it is and how you lose your breath and how you do it. I was doing it wrong. I still do it wrong, I think. Yeah, of course. But you get migraines.
I'm still doing it wrong.
Yeah, dude, who the fuck? I don't know who does it right, man. I can't tell.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I don't know either. I have no idea. No idea. And so, but that was a lot of fun too, man. But yeah, just being around music, I just love jamming right now with my friends. I'll just play guitar and we'll just do some freestyle shit. I love playing. I never really sit and write songs. It's more just we get high, we drink, and we just jam. We don't ever hit record really. We don't, wait, what part right there? What part? We just do long jams.
When you were in Crippled Nation, you weren't trying to get signed or anything, but you guys were doing shows and with other bands.
That was more serious. Crippled Nation was more serious.
Okay.
That was like, I don't know. We weren't really trying to get signed, and I don't think we never pushed it because I was going to graduate school and it was like, what am I going to do? Go on tour and not be a pharmacist? You know what I mean? Like that was so, I knew that I was like, hey, we're doing this for fun. So I think maybe I kind of set it up for as fun, not as maybe the guys wanted more. And I think that's been any time that I would even ever over the years, and I won't, but just to think about being in a band, people want to do shit, people want to go out and do shit. But if there's somebody in the band that doesn't want to, then that's fucking weird. Then how does that work, So, no, man, it's a lot of fun. I just love jamming. I love freestyle jamming. I love freestyle lyrics and singing and stuff. We do it all the time.
You definitely love the freestyle lyrics. I know you love the freestyle lyrics.
Yeah, it's just, man, why not, man?
We made up some songs when you were still in New York.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love doing those with you, and we do it all the time with my friends here, and I do it just by myself in my truck in my garage. I'm always just making noises and stuff, and my family gets super annoyed with me all the time, all the time.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I've got probably about 150 different songs just about my dog and my youngest son Wyatt.
There you go.
And whenever I want to annoy him, I just start singing one or the other.
Yeah,
that I just made up.
It's good to know how to instantly annoy your kids. I love it.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Yeah,
isn't it the best? Torturing your kids.
They're gonna look back and they're gonna be like, "Man, my dad was really fucking cool." But I think they think that I don't know, man. They don't care. They don't care. No, I'm like, hey, this and this and that.
So annoying, Dad. God.
Hey, babe, I just want to say hi. I just want to give you a kiss and say hi. Leave me alone. Oh, I'm like, I'm just trying to give you a kiss and a hug, babe. Should I come in swinging? Is that better? And I tell them, I'm like, do you want me to be the dad from It? Do you want me to be that freaking creepy bad dad from It? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well then, be nice to me. I'm being nice to you,
I know. So, I'm just like, you're such a teenager. God, you're such a teenager. I got 2 teenagers right now, so I'm like,
me too. I have 14 and 17, and they start high school. One's a freshman, one's a senior. So nice. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got 16 and 13. And I'm just like, oh my God, both of you two.
Yeah.
Both of you two.
It's on, man. They rule the house. They rule everything. It's the girls and my wife, and they're in charge, man. I have no say, really. Right. I'm in last place. I'm behind.
What are we having for dinner? Oh, whatever I want, Dad. Oh.
Whatever Ava wants. Well, we should ask Ava. What are we gonna do? Well, we should ask the kids. Well, what about this?
Is Ava the oldest?
Is Ava's the youngest.
Oh, she's the youngest. Okay.
Yeah, because she hangs with us, man. Because our oldest, she has a car, so she leaves. She leaves us. She has a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
So she doesn't even really hang with us a lot of times. And sometimes I see her lately, and I'm like, hey, are you still my daughter? Do I still have a daughter? Hey, I'm your dad. I love you. Do you forget? So she's like, I know, Dad. I know. And I'm like, well, hang with us. Well, my friends, we're almost starting school, so we're just gonna go out. I'm like, no, right. So and then I can't fight, and then Melissa's like, well, just let her go. And then it's just I can't. Then
I
don't
want to hang with you. That's boring.
Yeah. She won't do. She won't say it like that. She's a sweetheart, But we just let her do. We let her. So yeah, man. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But they're awesome. I can't wait till they fucking take care of my ass,
Yeah, my son just got a job.
Oh, dude! Congratulations. That's a big deal.
Oldest. It was a big deal, dude. It was
a huge deal. We're trying to get Maya to get a job, and she's like, pandemic, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
So what is he doing?
He's just bagging groceries down the street.
Oh, but, dude, that's perfect, man. I love that.
But he's stoked, and he's making some money. And, if anything, now, it's probably easier now because school – have you guys started school yet?
Yeah, we start tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, we started a week and a half ago. So it's just I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like they're on fucking Zoom, and then they can jump off, and they the giant breaks between classes.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, if there's any time to get you to do this, like this is probably the perfect time because if you had real school right now, your life would be fucking insane.
No, I'm trying to push Maya to work at one of my favorite fast food places so that I can just get hooked up there all the time.
Nice.
You know what Cane's is? The Cane's chicken tenders and stuff. You got Cane's up there? Oh man, we got Cane's down here in Southern California. It's like a chicken tender place, man. So I go, hey Maya, work there. I work at fucking Cane's. Come on, man. Because I'm a big fucking Cane's guy, man. It's good when you're baked. So what's up?
Fuck yeah. I was gonna say, I wanted you to take me back to young Jose, to growing up. I read about how you grew up in, was it Douglas or like a border? Yep. You were like super close to the border, right? Like
on the border. I mean, my house, Douglas, Arizona, is a border town to Agua Prieta, Sonora. It's the second largest crossing in Arizona, next to Nogales. Nogales is the #1 border crossing in Arizona. Douglas is the second biggest. Okay. I'm right on the southeast corner of Arizona, about 30 miles. West of New Mexico border. So I'm right on down on that little corner right there. And man, it was a metal town, super tiny. 13,000 people were there when I was there.
Are your parents was like, I read a couple of things, like your dad was a politician, or maybe like he was a truck.
Yeah.
I can't remember
my dad would have been 91 if he was still around today. He passed when he was 74. He was 49 when I was born. So he was much older, dad, but just very educated, very smart, French, Irish descent, parents from New Jersey. And so he was born and raised in Chicago, and just super white. Army, Korean War, disabled in the Korean War, became an alcoholic in overseas, and then came back, and he was married to a white lady, and they had 6 kids. He lost that marriage. And then he met my mom, who was much younger, like 18 years younger than him, in Agua Prieta, Sonora, which is the border town in Mexico. And how did he get there? My dad was doing border relations with the government, with the state of Arizona, and working on business relations with Mexico, business deals, international deals, with trying to get commerce in Mexico and Arizona to go back and forth and flow. He was one of those guys, and met my mom at a little shop, and basically took her, and then I came out in 76. So my dad had 8 kids, 2 Mexican American, my sister, and then 6 other kids. So yeah, man, but my dad was a politician as well. Did a lot of stuff in Arizona. I remember we had Jim Colby, who is a Republican gay United States House of Representatives in Arizona, and he was the first gay congressman to be
openly gay. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Remember Jim Colby from Arizona? You're a political guy. Yeah. Well, he I'm sure
that was quite controversial for Arizona. Even for now in Arizona, that would be controversial.
Crazy. But this was back in the day. And then my dad was like Chamber of Commerce president in Douglas, our tiny little town. So this guy would come over, and he came and had dinner one time at our house and stuff like that. So, my dad was like involved with that kind of stuff, and just always very charming, very public speaking, very come into the room, and he was just like, he would electrify. He would welcome people. He would make people laugh. Wow. And as a kid, I would always be like annoyed by that. I'd be like, Dad, stop talking to everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to talk to everybody, but he did. And he was super funny and polite, amazing in speaking in Spanish. And he would just charm the shit out of people, man. So, and he would always wear cowboy boots. Even when we would go on vacation in California, he would still wear his cowboy boots to the beach. He was super Mexican, but a white guy, you know. My mom spoke very little English. My mom was just a house mom, Mexican, religious, scared of metal lady, you know. Right. And so just very typical, you know, just super little English, but very loving. Both of them were very, very cool. We raised my sister and I very nice and very loving and stuff. So it was cool. But my dad always taught me education, how to write an essay, how to, you know, all that kind of shit, government, state capitals, things like that, you know, where other dads were, you know, maybe jamming or playing ball or sports or whatever. You know, my dad was like teaching me, you know, I'd apply for scholarships and all these different things. And my dad would, you know,
that's awesome.
It was something where it was, that's where I learned. I mean, dude, my dad was super smart, so I hope that stuff rubs off on my daughters, man. But yeah, it was for my dad that I wanted to pursue to please not to please my dad, but to make him proud. I wanted to be a pharmacist, so I went to school to be a doctor of pharmacy. So I'm a chemistry major, University of Arizona, and then graduate school in Tennessee. My dad was very proud of the whole thing, and then when I came to Sirius 20 years ago, he was also very, very proud. And he was the one that told me, because I still had 3 years of grad school left. And all these years, my dad, school. But he was super pro metal as well with me. And then I told him, Dad, I have this opportunity in New York. And he was like, you know, you should do this. And I was like, what, Dad? Why? What a pharmacy and everything? And he was like, you've always been into this since you were a little kid. You've been into this metal music, you know, this is your opportunity. This is your chance to do something. I don't want you to regret anything, Jose. And I was like blown away that my dad was saying this to me after all the schooling. And all
I wonder if your dad regretted something.
Yes. And he told me, Rob, and he told me in the conversation, I remember in my apartment in Memphis, Tennessee, and he told me that he joined the Army out of family pressure. While in the Army, then the Korean War happened, the conflict, and then he got sent out there, and it changed his whole fucking life. He wanted to be an attorney. He wanted to go do this and do that, and going to Korea and everything that happened to him, disabled, you know, just everything.
What happened with what happened?
He had there was a bomb that went off, and a lot of shrapnel went into his body and in his eyes. So he had really fucked up eyes, and he had big, thick glasses, but a lot of metal got in his eyes, shot a couple times as well. He was just beat up and stuff. And then, you know, when he came back, he didn't do what he wanted to do. And I never knew any of this. He never told any of this to me. And then all of a sudden he's sharing this, and he was like, and I every day regret.
This is like you're 20 years old now, or so 19 here, 19, 18,
I'm 20,
and you're sharing this for the first time.
22, 23, 22. And he's telling me this, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I knew when he was telling me the story that I had to take this and leave graduate school, which I worked so hard for. And, you know, I had 3 more years to get that doctor's degree, but I just decided to take a big chance. And that was my dad's story that really just in my head, I was like, I got to do it. And then once Sirius started to get kind of big before he passed, you know, I remember there was an article. I was on CNN. I was on CBS Sunday Morning News with that Sunday Morning guy, and there was a couple of little things that were national big things, and I was a part of. And my dad would see that shit, and he would fucking flip out. And he made a big deal in our town. Jose Mangan, satellite radio pioneer, you know, in the local newspaper. So yeah, he was super proud, man. And then he met Melissa, and he was like, oh my God, wow. And he loved Melissa, and then we got pregnant, and then he passed away. So but right after he passed, our oldest daughter was born. So it was like, you know, when one life ends, another one starts, man. So yeah, it was really beautiful, man. But yeah, it was that story, dude. And my dad never sit and shared. He never told me Korean War stories. You know, I regret that. I wish I would have had those conversations with him, like just about detail and more stuff. Like I wish I would have known, but I never did have that chance to ask him. I never went there. He never volunteered the information either, you know? So it was kind of crazy, man. But yeah, but my dad was very, 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 very smart. He made the first flyer for our show at the gas station. And he and he kind of like used just his tight print. He was drawing it, damnation, you know, and it was so, my friend saw it and it was so cheesy.
Did he at least make it look evil?
No, dude.
Right.
No, he did it like his handwriting. He did a flyer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
He hand wrote the information and then he made photocopies of that. And then he gave it to me as flyers. And then, you know, my friends wanted to do artwork and cool stuff. And then I just gave them this like printed out paper, photocopied. And because my dad worked at an insurance office, so he had the photocopy machine there. And then he gave me the stack, and he was like, "Here you go." And I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Thanks,
I felt so bad, dude. I felt so bad. You know what? I know I still have that.
You got that. You got to have that flyer somewhere.
I think I do, dude. I think I do. Man, now I'm getting nervous that I don't know where it is right now. But I think I do have it. Yes, I do. So so that's some old stuff right there, man. But you know, I was just always in the metal since I was a little kid, man. And my dad knew it.
What was the connection with the pharmacy? Like, are you trying to do some Breaking Bad shit in New Mexico?
No. You know what's funny, Rob?
You're gonna be the next Walter White.
I know. I love Breaking Bad, dude. You know what, dude? When I was a junior in high school, I knew that I wanted to be a pharmacist. I was like, okay, I love science so much. I'm like, what can I do? Doctor? No, that's a lot more school. Pharmacy was a couple of years less, like 2 years less than doctor. So I was like, that's fucking cool. You know, because I can go anywhere and then have this job. And so I knew as a junior. So when my friends were doing pills and doing a lot of pills and different things, I never touched the shit, Rob. Never, because I knew I was going to be working in the future as a pharmacist, and I didn't want to ever get even tempted. And so I was just weed and into shrooms and acid and other things. But I mean, you know, I didn't do pills because I knew that I was going to be around that stuff. So reason I loved it because of science, man. I love science. I love organic chemistry. I just love the medicinal side. I was really wanting to focus on the healing of the mind, body, and soul. I was doing a lot of research on medicinal marijuana at the time. It was very crazy. But at the time when I was in college, 97 is when Arizona passed one of the first medicinal marijuana laws in the country. And we were one of the very first states to pass that, which is crazy because Arizona was a zero tolerance state for so long. But in 97, and I remember, dude, my chemistry professor at the University of Arizona in Tucson, Dr. Harris, super awesome, my organic chemistry teacher, he let me speak in front of our 100+ student lecture hall, this big, and so before class, I said, Dr. Harris, can I get up and talk about Proposition, 105 or whatever? And he was like, go ahead. I was like, so I had my fucking long hair, my Testament shirt, and I would be like, and I got up in front of the fucking class. And that's the kind of shit that helped me do what I do now. It was just not having any fear, not being scared to get in front of people with a position, with your passion, and putting it forward like that. And I remember speaking to 120 students, they were all just kind of looking at me. It was like one of those lecture halls that goes down and up, so it's just
You're
big.
At the bottom. Yeah.
I'm at the bottom. Yeah. And I'm talking to everybody about Prop 105, about medicinal marijuana. And I was talking about the benefits and what it's, for even for hemp and stuff like that. And I was laying it all out. And I was like, thanks for listening. Thanks, Dr. Harris. And I went and sat back down in the front row. And then he was like, all right, thanks, Jose, you stoner. All right. And then, super fucking cool, dude. Super cool. But I would sit in the front when he would miss a hydrogen element or he'd miss something on the board when he was doing his equations for the organic chemistry stuff. I'd be like, Dr. Harris, you missed it. He was like, all right, smart ass. Get up and you fucking do. He didn't say fucking. And then I would go and I'd fix it. And then people would, and then he'd be like, nice. Show off. And I'd go back and sit down. But that's the kind of stuff, Rob, right there was my very first time ever being so, in front of people, and not really caring about the people in the room, but just kind of being there in that moment. And who cares fuck yeah about people that are watching. So that I took that and I ran with it in a different direction. But dude, yeah, that was fucking awesome. Dr. Harris, the University of Arizona, wrote me recommendations to go to graduate school, man. So
that's fucking awesome.
You know, I got A+ in organic chemistry.
You got I was gonna say you got like a full sail like scholarship, right?
Full ride scholarship to undergrad, but to go not for pharmacy, man. For pharmacy, I was out of state, going from Arizona to Tennessee, so they just want your fucking money. They don't give a shit. In graduate school, you don't get scholarships. My dad was so poor, but they wouldn't give us grants. I mean, I got some grants and things like that, but I got full ride academic to University of Arizona.
Gotcha.
Out of all my graduating class, I got the third most amount of scholarships. That on that night, man. Yeah, it was cool to go up there.
Awesome, man.
With my fucking mustache and my long ass hair, and super high. And
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen any long-haired photos of you. Like, why have I not seen any of these long-haired photos of you up until now?
Dude, my hair was so long, Rob. When I cut it, when it was wet, like my middle part, I could touch my butthole, dude. When it was wet, because it was kind of heavy and thick. That's how long my fucking. And I had it all shaved around, so it was just the top, and it was all one length, dude. Fucking gross, nasty, Indian, Mexican hair, and it was gross, man, but it was cool. I still have a big fucking ponytail of it. It's in a sandwich bag.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you finally cut it, you just cut the whole thing off at once.
It was in a braid, and then I cut it, so I had this fucking long ass braid. But yeah, you saw my Instagram, dude. I have old pictures. I haven't. I think the last one I posted, I had a ponytail on. But if you go scroll back more, you'll see some gnarly long hair pictures. And
are there any death metal Jose pictures where you're like, ugh, and all your hair is in your face?
I never was, no, I wasn't really evil. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't death metal. I mean, I love death metal, but I wasn't super like posing with it. I think I was always just smiling, I'm a smiler, man. And I never really wore corpse paint or any of that stuff, man. Like, my favorite bands were Metallica, Pantera, Testament, Sepultura. That was the Machine Head, Fear Factory. That's the shit that got me fucking, going, man. So, but I got some love, dude. I miss fucking just fucking, that feeling of having that stuff move. Yeah, it feels good, man. But now I just have to headbang.
Are you still rocking the mohawk right now? I can't see you're wearing a hat right now.
Well, yeah.
You're rocking the mohawk. Longish.
It's getting longer. Yeah, it's getting longer, man. So, so I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to grow it long so that I can. I want something to move, man. I want something to move,
right?
Because I don't have to work so hard, man. I'm fucking getting old, bro. We're fucking headbang. I gotta stretch before I headbang, man. Stretch your neck. I do stretch before I go to shows and concerts and festivals. I know I'm gonna headbang my ass off.
Oh, fuck
always.
Yeah.
So I have to. I have to, because I've hurt myself pretty fucking bad, dude. Just headbang.
Have you ever watched the Kerry King neck warm up? Have you ever been backstage and seen him do that?
I don't remember. No, not specifically. No, I can't remember him.
I tell you what, when we toured with them, I had never warmed up my neck to headbang. Like, never. I was just like, what the fuck is that?
So smart.
And dude, I would watch him, and that motherfucker, for all of you who don't know, he warms up for hours before a show. He's playing guitar for fucking ever before a show.
Yes, that's true. He's always holding his guitar playing backstage.
Yeah, and fucking warming up his neck. He's doing like slow headbangs, super slow headbangs, like moving it both ways, and then like just building it up. And dude, like, at first I was just like, that's kind of in my head. I was just like, I wasn't gonna say this to him because I was super grateful to be on tour.
Of course.
But in my head, I was just like, how corny? Like, what the fuck is he doing, warming up like the headbang? But like, dude, after being on tour, I'm like, fuck, like week 2, I'm like, Jesus Christ, my neck is fucking killing me. And I was like, I started doing it. And you know what? It fucking saved me. Like warming up the slow headbang and then, getting it, playing a lot. And I tell you, night after night, that motherfucker went out and fucking killed that shit. Every fucking night without fail. Banging, playing super fucking accurate, dude. Like, I was like, holy shit. Fucking, I gotta do that.
What? I bet you he was scared by example too, because Tom with the surgery in his neck, and he can't.
Well, this
Tom
is way
can't
before
headbang.
that. This is way before that.
Before
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, those dudes were those dudes were having neck problems for sure at that point, you know, like numbness and like they were trying not to bang. And yeah, you're probably in some way, it was maybe he was trying to inspire them like, hey, if you just warm up your neck, if you just warm up your neck.
Because he's right. I remember happened to Dave Mustaine too, man. He almost didn't do the Big Four show because his neck. I think he had problems with his neck.
Yeah, dude, both Hetfield
Yeah.
and Newstead had their necks fused together. Like they had a surgery. I was like, ugh.
Oh shit, dude.
I don't
That
want
is
that.
scary, man.
I was like, I'll warm up my shit.
Yeah,
I don't care how stupid I look.
I like that. The slow headbang. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
You can
And
slowly kind of stretch it.
And he kind of does like a body bang too. You know, like he puts a lot of
body bang. Yeah, of course.
You know, especially after he lost his hair, it's like more of a like I got to do more of a body bang.
You got to try harder, man. That's what it is, man. It fucking hurts. You got to try harder. It's hard,
For sure.
man.
When do you, so, you know, I was just thinking about, you were at Machine Head's show at the skate park in Tucson, Arizona. And that's 95. So did you, had you gone to Tennessee already, or is this after?
No, I went to college in 95. I moved up in the summer to Tucson of 95. And so I was in Tucson, but I still would travel from Douglas. So I think when you guys played, I think I was living in Tucson, and because it was Downset. No, it was Stuck Mojo and Machine Head. Stuck Mojo and Machine Head.
Wicker Man opening.
Wicker Man, that's it. And I remember going, and then I saw you guys there, and I was fucking huge. I mean, I was already a huge fan, but when I saw that, man, that was it. And I remember meeting Stuck Mojo at that show, and I smoked out with Bones. He was
a maniac.
Oh,
fucking
super
maniac.
badass,
Our bus was a giant blunt. That's all it was.
Dude, they were so cool.
You'd walk in and it'd just be like, like fucking.
They were good, dude. They were ahead of their time, Rob. Dude,
they were.
I mean,
a good band.
I mean, why, man? You know, with all the shit that's happening right now, I want more collaboration between the worlds. I think there should be more of that. And with us and us jamming with different artists outside of our world and bring it together. And I think that Stuck Mojo was ahead of their time, man. I think people were just like, what is this? Rap and metal? Yeah.
Two white dudes and two black dudes. Like, what?
What is this? This is not supposed to work. But it was really, really cool. And I love Snapping Necks and Pig Walk, Rising.
Totally.
Great albums, man.
I mean, that whole tour was, I mean, like, I love Rich Ward. Like, Rich Ward was just like, you know, we all lived on that fucking, it was 15 people living on a 12-person bus. I mean, there was not like it was elbows to assholes for 2.5 months. No fucking hotels, like making no money. We're playing bars a lot of times. And, you know, you just like, you get to know these people in a way that you probably would never get to know anybody else because you're just on top of each other and Rich, I mean, I loved all those guys, but Rich Ward was definitely like kind of the level-headed dude. And, you know, he was the guy who was like, he probably hated it more than anybody because we were fucking just raging alcoholic lunatics. And I think he was sober pretty much for the most part. So we're just like fucking, it was just weed and pills and booze and coke and fucking just insanity. And he was like, I'm just going to stay straight. And so, and I was like, you know,
he was super buff at that time too, if I'm remembering correctly. Wasn't he?
Really into working out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was his vice, working out.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Well, look at him now, dude. He's doing a great thing with Fozzy and Chris Jericho, and they're tearing it up, man. So I love to see
for sure.
the good stuff after all these years. Yeah.
Shout out to Bones too. Bones was the man. He was a character and a half, man. I could absolutely see you smoking the fuck out with Bones.
Yeah. I did a few times, and I actually met him after I met him there. I saw him at the San Diego Gavin convention, like in '96 or '97. Gavin was one of those music conventions.
Right, the radio.
Gavin.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. And so there was an event in San Diego that I went to drove from Arizona and went and smoked out at some club with him. And I remember Corey was in the band at that time, Corey Lowry.
Right.
So
Corey Lowry.
Good
Another
stuff,
maniac.
man. Yeah, he's super cool. I just interviewed him last week, and Sean Morgan from Seether, because Corey's in Seether now.
Oh, rad. Good for him. Dude,
Corey
that's killer.
Lowry is playing bass in Seether, man.
That's
great,
fucking
great
awesome.
Gig. Yeah, and
he's got a killer voice, dude. I'm sure those two together will be awesome.
He does a lot of, he's songwriter and producer as well. He's got a lot of skills that he's brought to the Seether camp, so I know they're really stoked to have him there.
Badass.
Yeah,
you know, I was remembering that show. We played. So just to fill in, like, you know, for all the listeners here. So we played a skate park. I mean, we played like ramps.
It was an indoor skate park.
An indoor skate park, and the whole time we're playing, people are skating, and it was fucking rad. It was an awesome, crazy, wild show. But you know, this is the old days. I remember, like, the promoter, I don't even remember how this happened, but the promoter's like, I guess I don't have the money, like, to pay you. I had to pay this, that, and the other thing. So we got paid in cocaine that night for the show. Like, we got, that's our guarantee. He's like, I don't have you guaranteed, but I got a bunch of coke. Will that work? We're like, okay. Like, I guess.
Dude,
like, what are we supposed to say?
I know who that person is.
You know.
I know him, and he's fucking cool as shit. He's still doing
he's still
shit.
a promoter.
We don't need to say his name because I don't know.
He shall not be named.
Bad thing? Is that a bad thing? No, it can't be a bad thing. It was so long ago. But yeah, dude, he's really cool, man. And I never knew this story, but this is exactly what he would do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's fucking cool, man.
That was our pick. We were like, well, I guess it saves us money that we would have spent. So, you know, fuck. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he had some good stuff back in that time, man. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's still, he listens to SiriusXM and he contacts me from time to time, and he's still in Tucson, still big metalhead. So that's pretty awesome, man.
What's the first metal show you see in Arizona?
It was in Tucson, and it was in Phoenix, Compton Terrace, and it was Anthrax opening up for Iron Maiden, and No Prayer for the Dying tour, and the Persistence of Time tour for Anthrax, which just celebrated its 30th anniversary a couple weeks ago. That album, the POT release from Anthrax, which is one of my favorite albums ever. And so that was my very first time I was in high school, and that was the first time I smelled weed, and I knew what it was because my cousin brought me David and his friend Bob. Bob lit up a joint and then said, hey, and he was gonna, do you want some? And then when my cousin reacted, no, dude, that's my cousin. What are you doing, man? Don't do that. And then I was like, oh shit, that's weed. Right. That's the first time that I knew
the seed was planted.
Yeah, literally, bro. And so I knew at that time that I was like, that is weed. And I definitely smoked soon after that. And so, yeah, and then I smoke every day since then. So
did you start going to thrash shows around then? Like, is this like, I mean, Phoenix would have been kind of starting to have, like, Sepultura would have been living there at that point.
I saw Megadeth in Tucson. I saw Testament in Tucson. I saw Metallica at the TCC Arena in Tucson. Thrash shows. Who else did I see out in that area? It was just the big bands that were coming in, you know, whenever
Sepultura was like fucking, I mean, that was the hot shit from Arizona,
yeah, but
Phoenix.
I never saw Sepultura club show. I wasn't old enough. And
no shit. Okay.
When I saw Sepultura the first time, they opened for Pantera on the Far Beyond Driven tour with Prong.
Right.
So I think that was the first time that I saw them. But I'm young. I mean, I was young. It was hard, dude. I lived 4 hours down south of the border for a Phoenix show. Like, how do you get a ride to Phoenix?
That's a fucking, it's a long trip.
And so you need somebody. So I had older friends with cars and shit like that. And that's the only way that I was able. My parents never took me to a concert like that.
Of course.
It was really hard to get. So I missed like Thrash of the Titans. I missed some certain like tours and shows that I really wanted to go to as a kid, but I just couldn't go. I was the kid.
Was there a radio station like in Douglas that was playing this kind of stuff? Like, how are you getting turned on to the underground
Headbangers
stuff?
Ball, brother. Headbangers Ball.
Oh shit! Okay.
Magazines, Headbangers Ball. Before even when Adam Curry, right? Yeah, with the long hair and the leather tassel jacket. When he was host as well, dude. Because he was an MTV host, and then he put the leather tassel jacket on, and then he was the Headbangers Ball host. Yeah, dude, I worship that show. I would record every Saturday night. I would record the shows, watch it back throughout the week, study. When I had a chance, I would pick out what my next tape would be, and I would travel to Cerro Vista, Arizona, an hour, or maybe to Tucson, 2 hours north, just to get these tapes.
Wow.
So that's how I got magazines, of course, Metal Edge, Hit Parader Circus, all that stuff was huge for me. Metal Maniacs, massive. Love that magazine. So yeah, man, that was my source, but my real audio source was really just Headbangers Ball. That's how I discovered all the bands that I'm playing today on Liquid Metal.
Wow,
the whole
that's
shit.
Awesome.
Like, dude, if you notice, like People of the Lie, Creator, certain like songs that they had videos on Headbangers Ball, that's the shit that I first added to Liquid Metal because I didn't know any better. I was like, Exodus, the Toxic Waltz, that video. I was like, what the fuck? And then Objection Overruled from the Impacted Intimate album. That's the kind of stuff that I saw. Sepultura, Dead Embryonic Cells, Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. I was like, what? Fuck, what? Wake Up Dead, Megadeth. When I saw that video, I was like, oh my God, I'm scared, kind of, and the people in the cages. And I was like, this is fucking, I don't think I'm supposed to be watching this, So, yeah, man, the Headbangers Ball is what made me the dude I am today, for sure.
That's awesome. I mean, it's funny because I never really, like, being where we were from, we did have access to, like, I was everything shows, but it was so small, you know what I mean? Like, everybody thinks it was this gigantic thing. Like, we're going to like 400 capacity clubs, like it's just tiny little fucking clubs where all this shit's happening, but it was just this crazy fucking scene. And like we kind of clowned Headbangers Ball. We were like, but then like they started playing heavy shit after they started playing like thrash. We were like, oh, okay, this is cool. We got to sit through four shitty songs. You know?
Sometimes.
To get to a good song.
But I'm a hair metal guy too. I love Every Mother's Nightmare and Dangerous Toys and Scared video. When I first saw that on Headbangers, I was like, oh, dude, who's this band? I mean, Skid Row, Slave to the Grind on Headbangers Ball. Come on, dude. That was fucking heavy.
It was fucking heavy.
Yeah,
I love that
heavy,
record.
Dude.
I love that record. In fact, I loved that record even back when I was listening to thrash, and I had a cassette of that album, but I didn't want any of my thrash friends to know that I was listening to it. So I wrote SRS to the G, just so that I know.
Man, what a puss, Rob. Don't be afraid of your love of Skid Row, man.
It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool to love Skid Row.
Dude, I'm glad that I didn't. My friends didn't give me shit for loving Skid Row or Fear Factor or anybody. So I love Def Leppard, Bon Jovi. I was in the fourth grade
I loved all that shit too. But I just like when you were like all the like, dude, like you got to remember, like in the Bay Area, like if you even thought about wearing a fucking Rat shirt or a Skid Row shirt to a show, you'd get it's not like people would be like, oh, you're a fag. It'd be like you're getting your fucking ass beat and you're getting thrown out of the club. Like fucking it was really fucking violent, like really violent, like fucking Paul Bailoff was a fucking maniac. He would walk up to people, you're wearing a fucking Rat shirt, fuck you, poser, rip the shirt off and then throw the person out of the fucking Ruthie's in. Like it was shit like that.
That's
so like
crazy. I love Rats.
You didn't wear it. Yeah.
Dang, well,
and I do too.
I'm glad I didn't grow up there.
But like that's the vibe you had to deal with, you know what I mean? So it kind of made you. It was a different mentality. Because
no, you're right. You're right.
Fucking violent,
that was probably the only place in the States. Too.
Yeah, and for us, I think for us especially because we weren't part of that scene. We weren't, those guys were all older than Exodus was older than Metallica was older than us. We were kids. We were like the little runts 15, 16 years old going to these fucking shows and just watching all this shit and then going back and be like, I want to start a band, but we're just going to be starting. They were already going, you know what I mean? Like Possessed was already going. DRI was already going. Like all these bands were already going. We were like getting inspiration from it. And so, you kind of learn these things, but we were, like I said, we were in Fremont, dude. We might as well have been in fucking Douglas, Arizona. Like we were 50 miles away in the middle of fucking nowhere. And so for us, we had, punk rock came along right around then, thrash came along right around then, and hip hop came around all right around then. And to us, we were so far removed from, that scene, even though we were loving it. It's like all those things were crazy and exciting to us too. So we were just like, fuck, whatever. This is all just crazy shit. So like the more fucked up and extreme and faster and angrier and more violent it was, the more we were drawn to it, Yep. So for us, and then just Rat and Motley Crue, like I love Motley Crue. Like I love Shout at the Devil. I love Too Fast for Love. So I was just like, all that shit was just like, whatever. Like, I'm just going to do my thing. But if I'm going to those thrash shows, there's no way I'm wearing a Motley Crue t-shirt. No fucking way.
That was my very first tape, Shout at the Devil. I was in kindergarten. That was it, man.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, kindergarten.
How'd you get Shout at the Devil when you're in kindergarten?
My cousin was older, and I learned from him a lot of these bands and posters that he had on the wall. And I was a little kid. I just heard the music in the background. But my grandma, my nana, gave me $20 for Christmas that year. And I had my dad take me to Kmart the next day so that I can buy Shout at the Devil.
Nice.
And I came back home, and that was my very first tape that I ever bought with my money as well. And because I think I had a Star Wars soundtrack before or something like that,
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, but my first. Shit. Oh, of course, man. John Williams, man. Fucking
fuck yeah, the Empire soundtrack too was fucking
my God. So badass. But yeah, that was my very first tape. And then my next tape was Out of the Cellar, Rat. And I love Rat too, man, to this day.
I mean, they were the huge bands of the day, you know what I mean?
And that was heavy, dude. Lack of communication.
I saw Motley Crue. And I saw Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue before I even saw Metallica or anything like that. So that
you go.
Had a place in my heart, you know what I mean? Like,
they're
I love
so
that
good.
shit. I think your mom must have freaked out though, like you listening to Shout at the Devil.
Well, we were very Catholic, and I went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy as well for many years, and I think my mom was super scared at that time. Donahue and other talk shows on TV were scaring moms and parents about Satanism and metal music and murders and suicides and drugs and incarceration and all this other stuff. So it was just like when I was super into horror and metal, it was just like, just freaking out. And I'm like, Mom, it's cool. And, the priest would have counseling sessions with me. And, dude, I got all my tapes taken one time, Rob. And then
by the priest?
My mom took my tapes and then turned them into the priest, or gave one of the, I don't know. I think he gave a tape to the priest or a few. And then I had a meeting with this guy in his home, his church home, that was attached to the church, which is really crazy. And I remember being in the kitchen, and he pulled out the So Far So Good So What cassette from Megadeth, and he was opening up the lyrics, and he was like going through lyrics. He's like, do you know what he's saying here? And look at this and look at this. And I was like, man, I don't know what he's saying. I'm into the music, I don't know. And then he's just like, but look at the message. And what, don't you think this is? And I was like, man, I don't really pay attention to that stuff. And they were real serious, man. They really thought that I was fucked. Yeah. So, but I think
now that you're saying that, I'm trying to remember what bad lyrics are there on So Far So Good So What.
No, there wasn't. He was actually using he was using the song In My Darkest Hour, which is a song written about Cliff Burton's death. But but the fucking priest doesn't know this. He's just reading words, and he's just trying to make up shit in his mind that this is bad and look at this. And so that was silly. There was a lot of shit like that. But yeah, my mom freaked out, but eventually, you know, she really ended up loving the music. And before she passed, I took her to her first metal show, and it was a Metallica cover band, Damage Incorporated, and it was at the Orange County Fairground, the fair. It was, which was we used to live in a house right next to the fairgrounds in Costa Mesa, and we went over, and I took her, and she was there, and she loved it, man. I have a picture
awesome.
I have a picture right here of my mom and me at this. So
That's awesome.
And then my
That's
friend put the M on that. He photoshopped
the
it on
Metallica.
yeah, but that's my mom and I.
That is rad.
It's one of her last.
She's throwing the horns too, right?
Yeah, she is, dude. And she was smiling because we were watching the band, and they were really good. They're a great cover band too. Great Metallica cover band. Oh, fucking yeah. Damage Inc. is so good. But my mom had a great time.
I've seen them, and then I've seen them, and then they played in my Robb, Flynn and Friends. They're awesome.
Oh, cool. Yeah, man. You know those guys. They're really good.
Fucking kill it.
So, yeah, that my mom, she eventually came around to loving it as well. And when it saw what it did to, you know, to my life too. And she saw a lot of it, you know, and she was like just tripping out that metal and my love of it and all this shit happened, you know? So, I think she really ended up loving it at the end.
So you go from Tucson, you go to Tennessee.
Yep.
And then from Tennessee, you're becoming a DJ at Tennessee, right? Like you start DJing
I was college radio. When I saw you in Tucson at the Indoor Soccer
were you doing
Center,
college
I was
radio then?
metal director, metal DJ at the University of Arizona,
okay.
KAMP,
Gotcha.
Camp Motherfucking Student Radio. We were at AM frequency, and it was tiny wattage. We were actually on Tucson
AM
Cablevision.
frequency.
Oh yeah, but the only way people can. Yeah, the only way people can hear my show was on Tucson Cablevision channel 61, and it was it was the University of Arizona announcements channel where they just had things scrolling or things like announcements for U of A, but the audio was our radio station. So that was the only way people in Tucson can hear my show was to watch it on TV.
Are you the Jose character then that you are now?
Yeah, same. I've always been Jose.
Are you like
yeah, same shit.
Field warm up.
No, I'm more confident now. I do that. No, I didn't do that then. No, man, it's the same. Just always swinging with love of metal. I know, and no other reason. I think back, especially when I started at Sirius, I think, you know, I'm still learning 20 years in, I'm still learning how to do stuff. But I think that, you know, I just always want to make it exciting for bands. I want to make it cool. I won't go into dark places, you know, with people. I always want to keep it upbeat and positive. I still did the same thing. Yeah, man, I just always just as a fan. And I think I learned the mechanics over the years, but I think the core of what I do is a love of metal and a love of trying to get the message out there to as many people as possible as well, in a cool way, you know, not Paul Bailoff ripping off your shirt and pushing you outside way, you know, but more of a welcoming way, and especially being a Latino in charge of this giant metal station and being able to speak Spanish every single day and to play Latino metal and to play diverse metal, you know, a lot of diverse metal, a lot of rap metal. I force it down people's throats. I don't care. I want people to see that we're all, you know, this is a lot. We do a lot of stuff in these 50 years of metal. Let's showcase all of it. There's a lot of countries, a lot of skin colors, a lot of different people, and we're all together in this. So I really want to just keep showing that. And I think it's always been the same message, at least for me. But I've gotten better with not being so crazy, you know, maybe so elevated, coming back down, because I know in the beginning, I think I would shock a lot of artists as well. People would be like, this guy's fucking not real. And the next time they would come by to get interviewed, they'd be, this fucking guy is, well, he's still kind of crazy, and then you kind of get used to me. And then you're like, but I don't think I was normal. When people first came to our New York City studios and got interviewed by me, I was excited to have them there. I was happy. I was fucking up and amped up, and I think people were like, this is not real. And I still have people today telling me that you're not like this all the time. You're not really this, you're not really that. No, Yes, this is exactly this is exactly how I am, and I like to show that. I don't want to fake anything. This is it. I fuck up all the time, but it's normal. It's human. It's real shit. You know, I'm on 13 hours a day on SiriusXM. It's a lot of talking, man. So it's like, how do you do it? And I just don't think about it, and I just have it be organic and natural. And it feels just better that way. And again, people, if I keep just being myself and being passionate and real, eventually people are going to be like, well, I can't fucking hate him. Maybe I don't like him for whatever reason, because I see all the people talking shit about me all the time. But it's like, at least I'm fucking authentic. At least this is me. I'm a lover of metal. I'm a lover of that shit, you know, and I really do believe that we all can get along together because of our love of metal. Do you know what I'm saying? We hang out with people we never would have hang out with, but we're metalheads, so we do. But we could differ politically. We could differ in all sorts of different ways. And I wouldn't normally hang out with that person, but because we're fucking metal and we're cool, then it's all right, man. So I think it can really unite as well. And I think that this is the thing that we need now more than ever.
Yeah, fuck, preach it. Preach it.
I know you do. I know you do. You're good. You're good at this. You're good at all this stuff, man. But you know what, too? I've got the comments, you know, like the shut up and dribble comments, you know, shut up and play music. I get it all the time. And you know, people in that see the stuff on social media, people higher up, they see it, but they're not going to say, you know, don't say that, Jose. You know, they're on my side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I know what side I know not what side, but I know we're in for being good people and being good. And I know what I'm saying is just being good. So I'm not going to get in trouble, but I get a lot of comments, and people are probably, you know, I've said a lot of things, especially this year. I've said stuff that I would have never said before because I know how many people we have listening. But at the same time, I'm like, no, we're fucking, we can get through this. We can get through this, you know, come on, let's come together. Let's have this. We can come and we can kind of melt together somehow. Maybe we can't, but I did say a lot of stuff, man, because then I have my family and my conscience and myself saying, you got to say something. You got to say something. It's maybe not going to be popular, but I'm not going to get in trouble by saying positive stuff on the radio. I won't. Yeah. I won't get in trouble. Yeah. So my company has my back. So I know that if I were to say other things that were against shit, like if I were to say, you know, fuck mask, fuck it, man, no one fucking wear, fuck that, I'm not gonna fucking. And if I said that on the radio, I definitely would get a call, and they'd be like, dude, what are you fucking doing? What is that? You know what I mean? But I would never do anything like that. I want positive.
What is the most flack you've got from fans for? Like just supporting Black Lives Matter or?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most, but that was more recently because I've been more outspoken about it, especially this year. But I think over
this year, I'm talking about this year in particular.
Oh, this year. What? Yeah, just comments, dude. Just comments. I'm gonna cancel my subscription. Nothing bad. No, it hasn't gotten to the point of.
What was the thing that you said that somebody like reacted to that was like, oh my God, what the fuck, dude?
Just talking about this. That we can get along. Like, it doesn't matter what color skin you are, man. We pick somebody up in a mosh pit when they fall. We don't fucking look at them and say, oh, no, not you. You know, but that's what's happening in the world with shit and with life and in real life situations. So that can't be. Remember when we're in a pit, when we're at a show, no one looks at that stuff, you know, and we shouldn't. Some people still do. But again, if I keep saying that and stuff, and people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear, you know, sepultura, you know, and they give me a hard time for saying it the right way too. I get a lot of comments on, you know, Mech being Latino and speaking Spanish and that kind of stuff. I've got that.
You say sepultura.
Sepultura. Yeah, I say it right. Yeah. They're like, I get so many comments and people are like, dude, you're so stupid when you say it. You're so stupid. And then I see it all the time and I'm like, and I always like the comments and I like it, heart it and stuff, so they know that I saw it. And I won't fight. I won't fight online like that, you know. But it's funny that people will tell me to, you know, about the Spanish speaking as well. But yeah, for Black Lives Matter, man. I mean, yeah, I just would speak my mind, and I would just, you know, I'm definitely. I mean, just with everything that's happening, man, it's fucked up. It's being real. Everything's dividing up right now, and it's not, and I don't like that. I've always been someone that tried to bring things together. So, and I know I have no voice in this, but I have a tiny, 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 tiny voice. So I'm going to use that tiny voice, and I'm going to be good, and I'm going to say positive things, and I'm going to say shit to bring us together, not tear us apart, you know, and I'm going to say things that, you know, people don't want to hear. They just want to hear music. They don't want to hear me speak how I feel about the world and situations. You know what I mean? But I'm doing that because I feel like I need to. I need to say something. I want someone to hear someone that they trust talking about that. Maybe people are on the border and they don't know, you know, where to go or what to do. And I don't know. I'm just so conflicted because of my upbringing and my parents and shit. But you can unlearn that. And I think when I say unlearn, that's a powerful word, but that's something that people can kind of grasp onto and understand. Unlearn. You can unlearn the shit that you were taught from your parents and your family, because people sometimes they don't fucking know any better. They're just taught that way. You know, I have friends. I mean, I'm not friends. My daughter's friends. Their parents are like wackos, dude. I'm like, whoa. And then and they teach it to their kids, and then their kids are fucking just like that too. They're mirrors of their parents. Yeah. You know, I don't know if they can't think for themselves or that's just what it is, but they're mirrors of their parents. And so, you know, that's why I'm just so proud of how Melissa and I are raising Maya and Ava with love and care for everyone. We've never had any sort of bad bone against the, you know, anything, and they know that and they see that and they feel that. So when they're around people, they're like, Dad, Mom, like these people were saying this and doing this, and I'm like, babe, just keep, you know, just you don't have to not be friends with them, but just, you know, just keep where, you know, just keep strong, babe. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to hold on to who you are. Yeah, you don't have to. If you're around 8 people and you're the only one that's like that, babe, just be cool with everyone. You can, you know. And then she's like, I know that, I know. She's smart, she knows, but it's like it's a lot, man. So. And I just think with my brother-in-law, who's, you know, half black as well, and he lives in Tempe, Arizona, and, you know, he recently posted something where he was really just scared now, and I'm fucking scared for him too sometimes. I'm like, man, like just some crazy shit can happen because of what you look like, you know, and then he's just saying, you know, and it's just like, man, this has started to, like, you know, it's just everywhere, and it touches everybody. And so if I can use my voice again, Rob, in a positive way, you know, I am not going to sit there and preach, because I definitely don't want to do that on the radio. I know that's not the place to do it, but I can do it in short spurts, you know, in nice positive ways, in little 20-second blocks or something like that, and then moving on to the next thing and keeping it going, keeping it forward moving. I can do that, and I do that. I talk about voting every day, registering the vote. I don't say who to vote for. I don't say go this and do this. I never say that. I say please register. It's easy. Go to this website. See if you moved and I'm not sure. They'll tell you right here. Look, it takes a couple seconds. So I say that every day on the radio. And I really feel strongly about that, because it starts locally, man. It's these local positions and local politicians that are affecting what's happening in our communities and in your community and everywhere. And that's where it starts. The national thing, that's one thing. It's really, it's the local level, man. And then it's even more than that. It's us running for that type of position. It's people like us that are getting into those positions of power. That's how shit's gonna change. You know, it's not gonna change from some fucking dude at the top saying, okay, everything's fucking different now. It's gonna start on the local fucking tiny community levels, and it's gonna work its fucking way up, man. So I encourage our listeners to fucking run for office, man. You know, do something cool. Be a metalhead in a fucking political position, you know? Do something fucking cool for your community, man. You know, I would love to someday do something like that. I'm not gonna even lie, dude. I get so into this shit. We're like, I have to fucking do more. I want to do more. How am I gonna do more? What else can I do? You know? And I tell my wife, I'm like, I'll run for something. And she's like, you're crazy. You're such a stoner. And it's like, so, you know what I mean? Well, yes,
that might be why you win, though.
Yeah,
That might be
I'll say that from the beginning. Exactly. But I mean,
you know what? At this point, It could be why you win because pretty soon weed's gonna be fucking legal. Weed should be fucking legal at this point. My fucking God, it drives me crazy that weed is illegal. There's a motherfucker doing 60 years in Michigan. His name's Michael Thompson. 60 years. He's done 25 years already of a 60-year sentence for a fucking $25 bag of weed, dude.
It's insane.
Fucking
it's
bullshit. It's insane.
What is he? What is he? White dude, black dude? Yeah. Oh.
He's black. Yeah.
Well,
and they found firearms in his house, but Michigan's an open carry state, so it's legal for you to have firearms. But they just deemed him violent or whatever, and it's
insane,
fucked, dude.
It's insane. It's gonna happen, dude. It has to be decriminalized. It has to be rescheduled. That's the proper terminology. It has to be rescheduled. Okay. If it goes from Schedule 1 to 2 or 3, then
what is it? What's it now?
What is Schedule 1. It's a Schedule 1 on the same level as heroin. You know, and the hardest shit you can think of.
That's
weed
insane.
Is in that same
fucking
category.
Stupid.
Yes. So declass, dude. Fuck it. It's super easy. Just take it from a 1 to a 2 or 3, and then it's not fucking. Then it doesn't have to be legalized. Then it's that's it. That's it. From going from a schedule. So proper. We should all it's so dumb. Schedule 1 means it has 0 medicinal properties. That's what Schedule 1 means. Okay? Bring it down. It fucking is proven to have medicinal properties over and over and over again. And now with CBD,
you were telling people that shit back when you were in fucking college, for God's sake.
Exactly. I was doing research on this for a long time, so I know, dude. Yeah. But it's so ridiculous that it's there. But it started off as a whole conspiracy. It started off as conspiracy, I don't know if it's a conspiracy, groups coming together to make it a bad thing in America, to make it seem like a black jazz musician smoked a joint, raped a fucking white girl, some white teenage kids smoking weed, jumping off their balcony, killing themselves. Oh my God, weed should be illegal. And in 1997, they passed the Marijuana Tax Act. So, 1937 was the Marijuana Tax Act. And that's when weed became illegal in America. And it was put on a Schedule 1 because of William DuPont, William Randolph Hearst. They owned a lot of fucking property and forests and all these things. But
they probably owned a lot of tobacco farms, right? All those tobacco companies.
It was actually more at that time. It was the plastics and the paper companies that were fighting this because hemp, 1 acre of hemp. 1 acre of hemp is equal to 4 acres of fucking forest. And it takes longer and it's more destructive to the land for forest. But weed is so fucking easy. It's a wild fucking plant. It grows and you don't have to fucking do shit for it. And it's easy and it's fast and it's stronger paper, better fucking fiber, better fuel. But the plastic companies and the paper companies invested millions at that time into fucking forests. And they were like, fuck you, fucking hemp. It's a drug. No, but sir, it's we use it for Navy ropes, and that's all. No, fuck it, it's a drug.
Right.
Don't
all those fucking, Navy ropes.
Yeah.
George H.W. Bush's fucking shoestrings were made out of hemp, right?
It's so
parachute was made out of hemp.
So yeah, dude. Now, dude, 2020. Let's just deschedule it from a 1 to a 2 or 3, and that's it. And it solves the problem. Look at how much money states are making from legal marijuana, dude. It is bringing in so much money. Look at Colorado. Oh my God. Dude, all that money is for roads, public services, schools.
Yes.
And where your taxes aren't being increased. What is wrong? Why can't this be a national thing? Like, this is fucking dumb. You know?
Dumb as shit.
But that's why we need people to be vocal. I talk about weed a lot on the radio as well, and I share my opinion just like I did, but in shorter form with our audience all the time. And they don't want me talking about weed. We don't want to hear about your fucking drug habit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, that's not what I was saying, you know? But I get it. But again, shut up and dribble.
At the same time, though, you know, they're not just tuning in for the music. You know, they're tuning in to listen to you or Sean the Butcher, or, they're tuning in for an experience. You know, they're going to liquid metal. Yes, they want to hear fucking whatever song, your Suicide Silence to fucking Machine Head, whoever, you know, but like they're there because, you know, they like the fucking vibe.
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Well,
They're
and
there
then,
because they want to hear what you got to say, whether they like it or not. You know,
and I do, thank you, Rob, but I do think that there is a soul beneath the machine for our stations. Like a playlist doesn't do shit of what we do on the radio.
No.
There's no fucking way that a playlist can fucking do this.
There's a personality that people are tuning into to listen to and be a part of, and you know, and get mad at from time to time, you know, and love from time to time. You know what I mean, though? Like at some point, you gotta you bust balls and like whatever, you know, like.
It's true, dude. You know, and you know what? It's I'm very grateful to be a part of this metal family, and I think I really saw it during the pandemic and the quarantine and everything just changing. But the thing that didn't change was, you know, us being on the radio, us bringing this music. We got busier with our station and with all the stuff that we were doing.
Amazing.
So
super happy for you that you were able to keep going. You know, you're an essential worker.
Well, yeah, but you know, I heard it from listeners saying like, dude, to hear your voice, it makes it normal. Like it makes, you know, I'm like, it's shit's still moving. It's still the world is still turning. And I heard that a lot these months, and I hear that from fans, and I feel like people have really opened up, and they hear me be so open and fucking vulnerable on the radio, emotional. I cry, dude. I fucking cry on the radio, dude, and I leave it, and I'm like, this is really me talking, and this is how I felt, and I fucking cry. And it's embarrassing to listen back to it sometimes, but I just like, dude, I'm fucking very personal on the radio, and I want people to know that. And that's what I think that in these months, man, it's a comfort for our listeners to hear whatever the stupid shit that I'm saying. At least they hear me saying something, so they know that, okay, life is fucking here, it's cool, we're all right, you know. So I love that part of it, man. So that means a lot, man. And the metal community, dude, is everything. After all the years of being on, 20 years of SiriusXM, you know, I think I've killed them with kindness, where now they're just like, he means well, you know what I mean? Like, he's a good guy. Yeah. Like, that's what I feel like our listeners think of me. I feel like maybe they don't agree and with some of the shit I say, but at the end of the day, I love this music just like they do. And let's hang, let's smoke a joint. Let's drink a nice little sippy glass of tequila. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So it's cool, man. But it's been really good.
What's the actual day what's the day that you started?
I got to look that up, dude. And I think it's the 21st or the 19th. My brain says 21st, and I had it wrong. The reason, and it sounds so bad that I should know this, but I had it wrong for a long time. I thought I was in the beginning of September, and then I found out last year that I was totally wrong for like 18 years, and so it fucked up my brain. So I think it's the 21st is my higher date at Sirius. So that'll be I wanted to do something cool, like a taco metal party, you know, for fans, and invite people, and, you know, do a liquid metal appreciation night and buy everybody tacos and drinks. And, you know, that's what I wanted to do for my 20th anniversary. I was thinking about it last year. I was like, what am I going to do for my 20th? I want to just give thanks. I want to provide a place where people can come and drink and eat for free. And I want to say thank you. And that's what I wanted to do, man. I wanted to do it in Phoenix, my hometown. But that, yeah. So maybe when fucking all this shit is over, we can do something cool like that.
We'll have the big celebration.
Yeah, well, you'll come out and play. We'll fucking have you. Yeah, Robb, Flynn, and Jose and friends. But we do a lot of jamming, dude. I know you're down to do all sorts of stuff, man. You got a lot of covers in your head.
Fuck yeah. I like drinking and playing.
Yeah, I know you do, man. I know you do. I got some good shit here too, man. I got some good tequila. I got some good stuff, man. See, this is the shirt that I was wearing with Metallica. Look how fucking bad I'm sweating already in my pits. It was worse.
You got hired by Don K, right? Is that right?
Yeah, dude. That's a cool story, man. Yeah, dude. Oh man, Don's fucking
Don K
awesome.
was like kind of a big way. I mean, he was like big writer, big journalist, dude,
And so I
want to say, I think the first time that I was ever at
Yes.
It wasn't SiriusXM then. It was
No, it was just
whatever.
Sirius satellite radio.
Yeah, just Sirius. Yeah.
Yeah. And
It
you
was
came up
it
and
was
Don
him who interviewed me.
Yes, I remember. I was there. I met you.
Were you there?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course,
okay.
dude.
All right.
I said, "What's up?" to you. I was like, "Hey, Rob, what's up, dude?" You know, I was a huge fan, dude. Still huge fan. But yeah, Don. So Don, amazing metal journalist, pretty famous, like Rob just said. And I found out through the alternative guy at the time, Jerry Rubino. I was working at TBT Records for a few months, and he contacted me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seven. Is this like Seven Dust era?
Seven
like
Dust
Seven
and
Dust?
Nothing Face. We had just signed Nothing Face, and we had Seven Dust on our label. So, and Home had just
Seven
come out.
Dust was blowing up too,
Oh
right?
my God,
this shit was huge.
Yeah, TBT put a lot into Seven Dust, and they've been massive friends since then. But yeah, Nothing
And
Face
you were
was on our label.
doing radio. You were
Metal
doing radio for TBT?
promotions, yeah. So I was the guy that made sure that college and metal directors across FM stations were playing our bands. And so so Jerry, the alternative guy, asked me for a bunch of back catalog shit, like stuff from like a bunch of shit. And I was like, man, he asked for like 50 CDs. I'm like, what the fuck? Who are you? What is this again? He was like, Sirius Satellite Radio. I was like, I don't know what that is. And he told me, and I was like, man, I got to get this approved by my manager. This is a big ask. And then, can you send me some information? So he sent me a brochure, like a pamphlet. And I remember on the PATH train back to New Jersey from New York City, I was checking out the pamphlet and I saw the technology and the science behind satellite radio and the history of it. And then the people that were behind it, the programmers, the first people that were behind the company. And then I saw the channel guide, and there was a heavy metal station 24/7. And I fucking shit my fucking pants. I was like, there's a fucking metal station. And I wrote Jerry the next
24
day.
24 hours a day.
Oh my God. And I wrote Jerry an email, and I said, dude, who is the fucking rock guy? Please give me his contact. And he gave me Don K's email. I wrote Don a fucking huge ass fucking email, long, about how I live, shit, and breathe metal, literally. And I went into my fucking, shout the devil to the whole thing, and just how much of a metal disciple that I am. And he wrote, and I invited him to the Nashville Pussy concert that they were also on TBT at the time, and they were playing Irving Plaza. And so I invited Don to come meet me at the end of the email. And then he wrote me back, "You're crazy. I'll see you at the show." Yes, I'll go. So then,
you're crazy.
Yeah, he was basically like, "You're insane. Like, you're insane. Right. This is crazy." And I think he was scared of me. He was scared to meet me. And then because he thought that I was fucking insane, because my email was probably pretty insane. I wrote it the way I talk. And I saw him. I met him at the bar back in Irving Plaza, and he was cool, man. We started talking. He saw that I wasn't some fucking psycho, and we got along very well. And then he invited me up to the studios. And from memorizing the brochure, our pamphlet, I knew everybody's faces and their names and titles. I'm a super nerd like that. Yeah, dude, I fucking nerd out, Rob, big time. So then, when I was waiting in the lobby, which you've been in several times in New York City, I was waiting there and I was looking out the window, seeing Radio City Music Hall. I was like, fuck, this is crazy. What the fuck am I doing here? And then I saw the head of programming, Maria Carchidia was her name. She was walking down the hallway, and I knew she was fucking head of programming. So I went over to her and I said, "Hey, Maria, what's up? My name's Jose Mangin. Nice to meet you." And then she looked at me and she's like, she's an Italian lady. She was like, "How do you know who I am?" And I said, "I memorized the brochure. I'm here to see Don K." And she started cracking up. She was like, "Why? What are you here for?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm a metal guy, And she was just like laughing. And then she's like, "What's your background?" I said, "I'm Mexican American." And she was like, "Do you know Spanish?" And we started talking Spanish together. This was right there in the lobby.
Oh,
and
crazy.
then she asked me if I knew any Spanish rock bands. And I was like, "Oh yeah." I started listing a bunch out, and she was like, "You're perfect." And I said, "For what?"
Holy
and then,
shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's
and
crazy.
she was like, "I'm going to talk to Don and his boss after your meeting with Dawn. And I was like, okay, Maria, like she was so cool. But again, the way I approached her,
you killed your your fucking meeting. Holy shit.
Dude, I just fucking swing with past, dude. I was so fucking excited to be there. And she saw that. And then she saw that I was from this tiny town next on the Mexican border, and they were starting a Spanish rock station. That's what she said. We're starting a Spanish rock station, and you also are into metal. This is you're perfect. And I was like, oh my God. So then after I met with Dawn and I met his boss, who was in charge of the country channels, but he was overall the second in charge, they offered 2 weeks. They offered double what I was making at TBT so that I can build the rock department at Sirius Satellite Radio. So it started September 21st, 2000 at Sirius. And Howard Stern came to us in 2004. He announced in 2006 he started, and then we merged with XM in 2008. And last year we bought Pandora. There's talk of SiriusXM Liberty Media buying iHeartMedia. I mean, we're fucking massive, dude. Right now, Pandora, SiriusXM alone, it's the largest audio entertainment company in the world. So, and the fact that I get to do all this shit and to be myself and to love and to fucking promote metal, it's fucking cool, dude. So when I wake up, I have a fucking smile, big ass fucking smile on my face. I'm fucking blessed. I'm grateful. I'm humbled by this shit. And dude, I love SiriusXM. I would do that shit for free. That's how much that shit means to me, man. But I've been at this level pay forever, just straight. Cause I keep saying that shit. They're like, oh yeah, Jose will just fucking stay.
He'll do it for free. He'll do it. Yeah, you're like pretty soon. Like, I'm not going to do this shit for free anymore, motherfuckers.
All right. We're going down that
I know how much money SiriusXM is making. So,
I know. But again, I'm so fucking
do
grateful.
DJs make good? I mean, like to anybody who's aspiring for this kind of thing, is it good money? Like, I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
I'm a director of programming, so I'm not a DJ. DJing is just what I do for kind of for free, which is kind of crazy because my main job
actually for free.
Yeah. Because my main job is program director. I'm director of programming in rock. And so I'm in charge of liquid metal, and I used to be in charge of Octane and Ozzy's Boneyard. I built those stations and ran them forever. But now, since I DJ so much on radio and I program a station, I'm just there. I'm just programmer of liquid metal, and I help oversee, Octane with my brother Vinny, because Octane is my baby. It's my second oldest son, I consider. Octane, my oldest son is liquid metal, and then my second oldest son is Octane. So I love those stations very much. I look after them, and we take care of them, and they're doing really great, man. So. But it's cool that they've let us just do our thing. And, my boss said to me.
So the program director, that was your main job or whatever.
Yeah, director of programming is my official title. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But DJing was just something that kind of happened because I was just like, well, I'm going to fucking do it, and then so I just did it because I was programming. But it wasn't ever like my main job. Nowadays, since I only program one station, DJing is kind of, a lot of a big chunk of my day is that, a huge chunk of my day, instead of just the programming, behind the desk kind of stuff. So I like doing this. I was on track to be, executive. I could have went a different way with SiriusXM, but I told them a while ago, I was like, I don't want to be in more meetings. I don't want to not have fun. I don't want to not be the metal guy, and I don't want to not, host live shows and fucking jam on stage with my friends and, do all this fun stuff. Like, this is fucking cool. Like, I could have moved up and been something bigger at the company and definitely making more money. But I chose, you know what, man, I love this. I love being a metal ambassador, man. I don't want to be more corporate. I would like to be a metal ambassador or corporate with more money. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't want to be in meetings all day where I can't just fucking go anywhere I want into a show, or I'm going to go to fucking Tucson to go see Machine Head at the indoor soccer center. You know what I mean? Like, I can do that if I wanted to right now. So that's pretty fucking cool, man. So I love the company so much, dude. My 20th anniversary there is a huge deal. And I love metal, man. It's just fucking cool to be looking at you here, interviewing you for all these years. Now I'm on your podcast. It's fucking awesome.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's just cool, man. I want to do more shit. I want to just do more cool shit. I want to start a scholarship fund for graduating seniors that are majoring in medicine and science, and they don't have money. They have awesome grades and they love metal. I already have the.
That's killer.
It's called Headbang for Science. And I started it in New Jersey, and then I moved to California, and I have to transfer all that stuff. But it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work to start one of these, and I didn't officially finish all the paperwork. But I have the URL. I have all this stuff, and I want to give a $3,000 scholarship award to a graduating senior. At least do it once a year until I get more money. But I just want to get back to somebody like in my position, you know, a young, poor Mexican kid who loves metal, awesome grades, wants to be something in the medical field, science field. And then all of a sudden, because of his love of metal, her love of metal, they have a chance to get a scholarship award. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking awesome, man. So that's the kind of shit that I want to start leaving a bigger impact here on earth, something that can last longer, man, something that's good and that continues with the shit that I want to always do, and just, you know, give back, man, and be fucking pay it forward, you know, because of the blessed life that I've been able to have. Talking about metal every day, I want to pay it forward.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I gotta tell you, what a life you've had. You know, like, it's crazy. All the like crazy directions your life has gone, you know, and like now you're, you know, interviewing Metallica, and you're fucking hanging out with Ozzy, and like, I mean, just like the gods of metal, you know. I mean, you know, what a fucking incredible life, you know. It's amazing.
Rob, I'll say this, dude. This is us, and this is Ozzy and Metallica and Sepultura and the guys in Pantera. When my idols become my friends. You know, when the people that I looked up to in high school, and when I was just starting out, and bands that I love so much, these guys are my friends. You guys are my friends now. And it's not a business thing. It's friends, man. And we've talked, you know, it's friends, man. It's crazy. But we do have these cool friends that you meet, and good people, man. And it's crazy that, you know, I'm a fan. I always go back to being just a fan, and then it's like I trip out when I'm on doing shit like this with you, or with Metallica, or with Ozzy at his house. Like, I fucking have palpitations. I'm like, you know, it's fucking hard to breathe. It's hard to fucking keep it together, man, from being such a super fan. It's super hard, man. You know, I got Ozzy's face tattooed on my leg, and he saw it. He loved, dude, he loved it, and he signed it on the 50th anniversary of Black Sabbath's debut album, February 13th, 2020, this year. He signed my leg, and he was so happy to do it. I put my foot like in his crotch area, and this is Ozzy, dude. And I didn't care. And then he fucking looked at it, and he
wanted to feel his junk. You're like, I want to feel your junk.
Oh, man. Dude, I'll do anything for Ozzy. If he wants me to feel his junk, I would do it, man. I don't care, dude. I love him, man. I love him so much. And then when he saw my tattoo, and his face got so like bright and smiley, he's like, "This is good." And then he signed it, and then I got it tattooed by Bob Tyrell that same night. You've seen it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Show everybody. Yeah, it's like younger Ozzy too, right? Like, it's from the.
Well, no. This is Ozzy.
Is it? Oh, right.
This is Ozzy. I wanted to get a tattoo of Ozzy when I know him. So this is Ozzy 2010s.
Right.
And so
that's killer.
And that's
the glasses and for sure.
So this is, I wanted to get a picture of him like I know him. And, you know, I've done so much stuff with Ozzy over the years, and he's so loving and he's a god, man. So when I'm around him, dude, it's just like I want to hold him, Rob. Like, and I want to like hug him and hold him. And when he walks and we walk, I hold his shoulder, you know, just because I don't want him to fall. I hold the doors open for him. When he goes to the bathroom, I'm like, you know, all right, Ozzy, let's go. And then I go and I hold the doors, because he just, you know, walks straight and walk to the bathroom. I'll open next door, and I'll run and hold the next door open for him, and I'll wait till he's done, and then I'll open the door back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, super. I just want to help him move and walk. And when he's coming down the stairs, Rob, I hold him. You know what I mean? Like he's not following or anything on my watch. Like if I'm next to him, he is not fucking getting hurt. Like I will jump in front of a fucking car, anything for Ozzy, dude. No way. Right. And that's how I treat him, and I love him. And you know, when he, after so many years of saying I love you, he's like, oh, I love you too. You know what I mean? He finally says it back. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You know, so yeah, man. I just I love Ozzy and Sharon and Jack and Kelly. They've been so cool over the years and so sweet. And yeah, it's just crazy. Again, it's just crazy. I can't believe this shit that happens. So grateful every day and humbled by it. And I just want to continue to do good and, you know, try to give back and do something really cool, man, for us.
You also you've got, tell everybody else what you're doing. You do some affliction stuff. You do the tequila. You got a part ownership in the weed thing. So give those a play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been with Affliction forever, since 2007, officially sponsored by them. And then I started becoming an artist relations in 2012, moved out to California. I do most of my stuff here from the headquarters in Seal Beach. They're amazing. I'm super loyal to them.
Super awesome headquarters.
Oh, yeah, the headquarters is awesome. I love our clothes, dude. If I wasn't a fan, I wouldn't fucking be doing this stuff. I don't align myself with things that I don't love. I have to be into it, or else it'd be just fake, and you just be, you know, a lot of people I see, you know, one week they're, oh, look at this, and the next week, oh, look at this, and they're tagging different brands, and it's just like, man, like, I'm glad that I stuck with one for all this time, and, you know, they've been so good to me and my family, and having me do things for them, and just wherever I go, they go. And that's how they saw it. They're like, dude, you're just our dude, you know, and you do things, you'll do things for us, but wherever you go, we go too. And it's true. And it's just been a really cool thing with them. And I love them. So yeah, I do, I hook up artists with clothes. I host events for them, and I used to do a lot of events here until fucking COVID, man. But that'll come back to happening. Big taco metal parties that we bring a lot of people to our studios here. So yeah, man. And then I've been working with California Finance, the weed company from Northern California, for many years. Scott McPhail is a great friend of mine and awesome family man. And you know, with the CBD he's been focusing on for the last few years. The THC wasn't a huge part of that company. Now THC part is coming back, and I'm a bigger THC fan than a CBD, fan. So yeah, but I've been, you know, I have my own box of weed. Back when we were doing the THC stuff, I had my own box of Headbang Tangy.
Yes,
nice. It was like a forbidden fruit strain, but I just named it Headbang Tangy, which sounded kind of cool.
This is like one hit will crush you type of shit, right?
It's super strong, super premium stuff. It's excellent.
You can only get it in California? Only in California right now?
Well, the THC stuff, we're relaunching that now. So yes, California now, but the CBD has been available nationwide since CBD became sort of kind of legal a year ago or so. So yeah, man, and co-owner of Riazul Tequila. I don't get any bottles for free. I fucking buy. I spend a lot of fucking money. I order by the case at a time. It's premium. Nice. This is the Añejo Tequila. It's 2 years aged in cognac barrels. A bottle of this is about 65 maybe bucks, 60 bucks.
That's my speed right there. That's my speed. That's
this is you
I can't fuck with no Jose Cuervo, man. Like
no, never. That's not real tequila. That's not real tequila. It has to be 100% the agave. If it doesn't say 100% from the agave plant, the agave azul plant, then it's not. It's a mixto. Cuervo Gold, that's a mixto. That's not even a tequila. They call it tequila on the label. It's actually wrong. It's a mixto, which is 49% from the agave and 51% sugars and shit. That's what gives you the hangovers and makes people feel sick.
Fucking they're worst hangovers from that shit.
I love convincing people to sip some good tequila and to know the difference, because a lot of people are like, no, when tequila back in college, I turned into a different person, Jose. No. This is not that. This is an antioxidant. This is healthy. If you drank this, you will not get a hangover. Guarantee. If you just sip on good tequila, 100% agave, you will not get a hangover. You won't even wake up with a headache, anything. But if you mix it with beer.
How do you have it? Do you just do shots with like lime and salt, or do you mix it with like
no lime, no salt, no nothing. This I just sip. I just sip in a little glass. Like I just put it in a glass and I sip and I take little baby sips. No,
on ice or just warm? Okay.
Just
all
neat,
right.
man.
Neat.
Just neat.
That's right.
I have 142 bottles of añejo and extra añejo in my collection. That's what I do as a hobby. Is I collect tequilas. I have a crazy cabinet that I got made in Scottsdale by a Native American artist that holds my 140 plus bottles of añejo or extra añejo. And extra añejo is stuff that's been in the barrels 3 years and longer. Añejo is anything that's been rested for a year and up. And then there's Blanco and there's Reposado and Añejo. 3 types of tequila. Blanco is just the clear stuff straight from the copper pots, usually right into the bottle. Sometimes it's rested a little bit for a few weeks. Reposado,
but not aged. Not aged in a barrel. Gotcha. Okay.
No, not Blanco. Reposado has been aged up to 9 months. And then once you go
shorter time period.
Yes, so it's a lighter yellow. It's not as dark as the añejos. And then you see the darker stuff. That's the stuff that's been in the barrels for a year and up. And that's what I fuck with. I don't even have reposados. I only have the rock reposado, Terramana, and I have Alex Gonzalez from De La Tierra and Maná. He has a reposado. And so I have those in my collection, but it's only añejo and extra añejo. So that's
I didn't know any of that. I didn't know that. Like, that's good to know.
It's
because I sometimes like go to get tequila and I get over, like, I don't know where to start. You know what I mean? Like,
if you want sipping tequila, good shit. Scotch, bourbon drinkers, cognac drinkers can easily transfer over to an añejo tequila. But you want to smell it, you want to sip it, you want to taste it all in and sort of and get that numbing here in your mouth. But it takes the sniffing and the sipping. So you want to use a cognac glass, something that's wider on the bottom and closes on top, so it keeps the aroma, the perfumes and stuff inside, but nothing's added to it. This is agave. Each agave plant takes about 8 years to mature. So think about that. Weed you can grow in fucking 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
An agave plant, one agave plant takes about 8 years. And so there's been an agave shortage. There's a lot of stuff happening, but it's such a great, complex, another passion-driven business, and it's actually made me appreciate just and become, I feel more Mexican, more Mexicano. But you know what I'm saying? And I think since I've gotten older, I'm trying to become more Mexicano and learn better Spanish and learn the complexities of the agave plant with tequila and mezcal. And that's a Mexican culture.
Now I want to try it because I didn't know any of that. That sounds killer.
It's so good, dude. It's really it is. It's an upper too. So people that drink, wine and shit, it's a downer, man. Like you get down. You can't say that it's a fucking upper. It's not. Tequila is an upper. So when you drink it, it's just like, yeah, you feel good. And you sip on it, and it's nice.
You're right. It is a different high. It's a totally different high. It's not like vodka. It's not like whiskey. And you're right. Totally different from wine.
Completely. And what we do,
the last time my wife and I were in Mexico, this was before we had kids, but we just went on a tequila fucking rampage, dude. By the end of the night, we were like walking into walls and shit. But it was great. But I remember thinking like, wow, this is such a different buzz. Like it was fun. I was like fucking happy guy, and
But I bet you, and it happened to Melissa and I, we get pretty fucked up if we go out in Mexico like that. But because the tequila a lot of times the tequila that they're using for margaritas and the shit that they're pouring down your throat at spring break or at bars, that's not real tequila. Right. That's the mixto. That's the shit that will get you fucked up. And that's when you wake up with the head.
We actually went to a proper tequila place and got some, fancy shit. And
that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You just want to make sure that's 100% from the agave plant, and then you're safe, man. But
you're talking about how it gets you kind of up, dude. I ended up dancing. I never dance, so I was just like, let's go dance. Like, let's go dancing. Come on.
Well, Melissa and I have done the same thing, dude. We've danced in streets in Puerto Vallarta. Dude, it's one of those things that
you said streaking.
No, dancing in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you said we went streaking in Puerto Vallarta.
No, Melissa would never fucking do that. I'm alright. Melissa would never. But dude, but tequila. And then for the Blanco tequila, what we do is we infuse it naturally with jalapenos and cucumbers. And then we let that sit and we make a drink called Satan's Jizz. And what it is it's our Rio Azul, but it's our Plata and then we take a bottle and 3 jalapeno peppers, 1 cucumber. We usually rest 3 bottles at a time. So we'll take a big glass mason jar. We'll put in 9 jalapenos, 3 cucumbers, all thinly sliced, everything. And then we add the 3 bottles of tequila. Then I fucking like muddle all that shit up. It's a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Get it real fucking saucy and juicy. But then I cap it, set it aside for 3 days. Then I come back and then I dump the shit out. And then I strain and I pour it back into the bottle. And then I put it in the refrigerator. And now I have beautifully naturally infused jalapeno cucumber tequila. And then what we do for that is we add agave nectar and lime juice, and you bring with tahini and jalapeno salt, and you have the fucking perfect margarita. It's called Satan's Jizz.
You ring it with what?
Jalapeno salt and tahini. You know, tahini is that orange
tahini?
Tahini is that orange Mexican salt that they give you when you have a michelada.
Oh,
sometimes.
Right. Okay.
You know what that is. So so that we rim it. Dude, we're so fucking crazy with our shit, but I get 2 different types of things and then I mix it in a little thing. So tahini and jalapeno salt, margarita salt. I mix the 2 and then I that's what I use. All of our parties, that's been our main drink for every party we've had for 5 years here. Yeah, man. Good. So it's really good. So that's when we have margaritas. But when you have margaritas, you have sugar. Sugars mean hangover. So, you know, if you sit there and you're like, Jose said I can drink more tequila and not get a hangover. But if you mix it with sugars, that's what's going to fucking give you that hangover, man. But if you're just sipping on fucking beautiful tequila, you will not have a hangover. Try it. Guarantee. If you drink bottles of tequila, yes, you will. You could. But if you just have a couple of drinks, even a few more than that, you'll be, dude, we've done a lot of damage to bottles and woken up the next morning like, let's go. What are we doing? You know? So, and I'm on the air every day at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I got to be up no matter what. Sometimes I don't even say shit to anybody. I'll just wake up and I'll go, hey, what's up, Liquid Metal? Hey, dude. And then I just
you got a broadcast thing at your house?
Yeah, of course, man. I have this, and then I do it mostly since quarantine. I've done most of my shows from the house, man. Oh, okay. You know, now I'm in our garage, but it's just cool being around the family, you know, and it's just important to be around them. And I'm sure without touring, it's nice to be around your family. I think I've heard that from most musicians. It's just like, wow. I mean, the only good thing about this is time with the family. And, you know, being able to be home and see everything that happens, and I'm there, and, you know, it's just really cool to have the girls be a part of my radio show at the house and stuff. So they hate it. But if they want shit, you know, I'll be like, hey, Dad, can I do this? And I'm like, do a break with me on the radio. Come over here. Come over, you know, come do a break. No, I don't want. I'm not gonna do shit for you. Come over here, say hi. That's how I have to get them on the radio, is bribe them. They won't fucking come on and say hi. They won't just be cool like that. It's just always something that I have to guarantee them to come on my radio show.
That's so rad that you're bribing them. I'm gonna totally steal that.
Because your kids ask you for shit. Of course they do. You know, and when they do an
Instagram story with me right now, and I'll go do that for you.
Exactly. That's how I do it with them. They
was like, what are you Instagramming again? Get in here.
Yeah. Oh, my kids are so used to all that stuff, and they hate being a part of it, but I force them, and it's cool. And the fans laugh. They're like, your daughter hated being on the radio with you yesterday. It's like, so, you know, like, awesome. Who cares? But I don't, you know, at least I'm showing that I'm just trying to be a family dude as well. I'm trying to, you know, being somebody good and not coming home and beating their kids or something, you know, or whatever, you know, like I want to fucking love them. And
definitely worst things parents could be doing to their kids.
Yeah. Right. So I say, hey, come on, you know, and they're so cool with me. Like they bust now, like with the weed stuff. I'm just, dude, I roll joints in front of them, you know, I don't even
you probably hit it. You probably hit it from them for the last, however many years.
Yeah, no? I tried to do a good job of hiding everything, of course, but it wasn't until like the last maybe year where I'm like, I don't put mints in my mouth anymore when I hug and kiss them. You know, I don't try to hide it anymore. You know, I'll be at my desk and I'll be rolling and packing a bunch of cool joints, and then my daughter will come up. Oh my God, it reeks so bad, Dad. I could smell it down on. And I'm like, well, this is really good stuff. I don't know what to say, you know? Yeah, you're gonna smell it down there. What's up? What do you need? Hey, Dad, can I do this? And I'm sitting there, you know. So it's really cool to have that now with the girls as being just so older, and you know, they know that I'm such a huge stoner. So and they make fun of me in front of their friends and everything. So it's cool. I like that. You know, and then when I post weed shit on my Instagram, like their friends would be like, "Oh, your dad is so cool. Your dad's so awesome. Your dad this," and then the girls are like, "Shut up!" Like, you know, like, all right, yeah.
No, he's not. He's my dad, for God's sakes.
You know, but they're in a weird, cool way. They're proud. You know that people come up to them and say, "Shit, your dad has got his own box of weed." Whoa,
yeah, totally. Dad's got his own tequila.
So they're stoked on that stuff, man. So. Yeah, man, but it's fucking good, man. Yeah, so, yeah, see, I'm just still sipping on this little fucking glass, man. Just little baby sips, man. You know?
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. It's been awesome having on you.
Yeah, it's fucking really cool. I'm supposed to go on the radio right now. I'm on Octane right now, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm on the radio, like, probably soon. I mean, maybe I missed some shit already, but it's all right, dude. I won't get in trouble. Yeah, so I'm gonna go from this to being right on the radio right now, dude. I'm just plugging in my computer. Don't mind me. Keep saying stuff.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, dude, it was great having you on here, man. Thanks for being on here, Jose.
Yeah, Rob, it felt good talking to you, brother, man. You know, I fucking love the shit out of you, man. It was great hearing
your story. You know, like a lot of shit I didn't know, and
so does this change stuff now?
It's trippy, and like it's trippy for you to talk to me. It's trippy for me to talk to you because like I've been interviewed by you fucking 25 fucking times or more at this point, you know, and like, you know, to ask you the questions and learn about you and like hear what you're up to, like it's rad, man. So
well, it's cool.
Super happy for you.
Thank you, Rob. It's cool for your fans to get to hear, you know, this kind of side too, man. They may not know shit, you know, as well, and it's nice to you know that you're bringing me into your group as well.
All of you who don't know, Jose has been like, you know, far and away, going back well into Through the Ashes, like one of the biggest, probably the biggest supporter in America of fucking anybody. I mean, played the shit out of those records when nobody else was, man, when nobody else was fucking doing it, and you heard something that you connected with and fucking played the fuck out of it, and we're fucking grateful for it, man.
Machine Head multiple times has been our album band of the year multiple times throughout your career, brother, and I've been at the station for 20 years, and you've been on top many of those years, so you're a big deal to our station, man. You know, those albums are big fucking deals to us, and they still are. You know, bang your fucking head, dude. You know, it's fucking awesome. And I'll tell you what, I seen you guys, New York City, an evening with Machine Head, Irving Plaza. I was you played for over 3 hours, I think. Night.
I think that's when I gave you your nickname, the Headbangin Mangan, because I was like, this motherfucker is losing his fucking mind.
Well, I couldn't help it. I was up on the balcony, and I was leaning over the balcony, and I was fucking hitting the side of the wall. I was fucking headbanging and fucking leaning over the wall, headbanging, hitting the fucking side of the wall.
Crushing it in a room full of people that were fucking, it was a crazy ass show.
That was one of my favorite. People have asked me about shows, and I've mentioned that a bunch, Rob. Honestly, that New York City Irving Plaza show, 3 hours of Machine Head, we were all fucking going nuts. We just don't get shit like that. We don't get experiences like that. And I still haven't had an experience like that, hanging with the band for 3+ hours and then singing every song. Like, that's intense. And it's an overload, but it's something that we remember. And that was very vivid, dude. And I remember who I was with, and I remember what I was doing. I remember your shout outs. And I remember, didn't you guys play Beneath the Silt for us that night?
We did. That's right.
Yeah,
I think that was the first time we ever played Beneath the Silt. We debuted it that night.
It was, dude, because I was like, hey, man, what are you guys going to play tonight? You guys playing Beneath the Silt? Because it was a big hit for us. And you were like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How can you not play the biggest liquid metal song from, but maybe you did, but you guys fucking came out and played it that night. And then I was just like, oh my God. that's still one of my. That's
it was heavy. It was
that
fucking
goes
heavy.
down-
We were looking at each other like, oh shit, this is fucking heavy.
Yeah, that goes down as one of my favorite Machine Head songs ever, by the way. But it's all fucking. Fucking
ladies
badass.
and gentlemen, right there. We're gonna end on that note right there with the fucking riffs, with the riffs a flowing out of Jose, crushing it. Ladies and gentlemen, the metal ambassador to America in many ways, SiriusXM, Jose Headbangin Mangan.
Fucking
Right
hey,
here.
brother Rob.
Right here on No Fucking Regrets with Robb Flynn.
No fucking regrets!
With Robb Flynn.